informed, and a plan that keeps you ready so you're confident no matter what comes your way. And when all that comes together, it makes you feel unstoppable. Get started today at Truist.com. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
College football talk 365. It's always college football season on the Chuck Oliver Show.
Join me on the Southern Sports Today Network for the Chuck Oliver Show. All week, all year, it's all college football. Interviews with players, coaches, experts in the media. We give you college football conversation 365 days a year.
Catch the best college football show in the country every afternoon right here on the Southern Sports Today Network.
Are you looking for the cheapest prices on car insurance? Then call the Cheap Car Insurance Hotline right now. Hey, you're guaranteed to save money on your car insurance. Most car insurances can be canceled at any time. That means if you find a better deal, you can switch right away. We're not just one company. We offer most of the major brands of car insurance. We're like a discount supermarket for car insurance. And it doesn't matter if you have a good record or a bad driving record. Our agents are experts at finding you the right car insurance for your needs. Our average customer saves hundreds of dollars a year when they call us to switch. So why don't you make this 100% free call right now and see how much you can save on your car insurance?
800-479-8524. 800-479-8524. 800-479-8524. That's 800-479-8524.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penney Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penney perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penney Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penney Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPenneyToyota.com. Bill Penney's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Talent Heating and Air. When you need service, rely on Talent. From system installations to tune-ups, rely on Talent. Online at talenthvac.com.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are a grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And just like that, we are back, we are live, and we are brand new. It's Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond, welcome in on a Tuesday morning, a Tuesday that sees us sitting inside the Bill Penney Toyota Service Department, where their doors have just rolled open, and they will do so each and every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then on Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get on out here and service your vehicle here at Bill Penney Toyota, where they can take care of you all day long. And 256-837-1111 is how you can get a hold of them here. Make sure you check out their Penny Perks program and their lifetime unlimited mileage warranty here at Bill Penney Toyota. 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines. You can join us throughout the morning. Right now, safe travels into work, into school. 74 degrees. Your high today is 89. Should be a nice little warm day in the Tennessee Valley. And
not hotter than the 6 levels of hell. But
it was a little toasty yesterday. Now, Friday's forecast, again, still calls for 50% chance of rain. Your high is 88. Thursday, 40% chance of rain, and your high is 92 degrees. And it's showing, well, the good news is on Thursday. Yesterday it showed rain around the 6 to 8 o'clock hour. Now the rain is in the mornings.
Get the hell out. That's all
So it's in the morning and does not look like it should have. I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, but it doesn't look like it should affect anything on Thursday night for high school football. Doesn't look like it should affect anything.
It can rain at midnight for as much as it wants to. That's all I can say.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to rain at all.
Damn morning.
That's it. Now, Friday is supposed to stop around 6:30 around there, supposedly. So we could see some wet fields on Friday night, but it does not look like we're going to have rain on Friday night as well. So Thursday night should be good. Friday night should be good. And Saturday should be good for high school football. There's not a chance of rain on Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, hopefully we have good high school football weather out there outside.
That's what we need.
A good reminder to download the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app so you can stay with us throughout the high school football season, as we will have you covered from all over the Tennessee Valley with high school football. The AP poll came out yesterday. The AP preseason poll, the last of the preseason polls to come out. I know how excited you were and baited with anticipation to see how this one would come out.
Yep.
Ohio State tops the list at number 1, followed by Oregon at number 2. That makes the Big Ten the first conference to hold 2 spots in the preseason poll since the top 2 spots since 1987. And the Big Ten will start the 2026 season with the number 1s and number 2 teams in the AP poll for the first time in 65 years. That's how long it's been since the Big Ten has done that. When Iowa was number 1 and Ohio State was number 2. Alabama.
I mean, the greatest conference that God ever created, never done that before?
It's only the second time. Yeah, wow. 65 years.
Shows what tradition they got.
The Buckeyes are number 1 in the preseason poll for the first time since 2015.
Oh.
for just
Guess
the
who won that year?
ninth time in program history that Ohio State has been ranked preseason number 1. That does match Alabama for the second most number 1 preseason number 1 rankings. Only Oklahoma has been ranked number 1 in the preseason more, as they have been ranked number 1 10 times.
Interesting.
And Ohio State snaps a streak of 10 straight seasons in which an SEC team or Clemson was preseason number 1.
Golly, I mean, almost a whole decade for the greatest conference that has ever been created.
And the SEC, though, does lead the way with 9 teams in that preseason poll. None of those 9, though, received a first-place vote. Big Ten had 8 teams in the poll. The Big 12 had 4, and the ACC had 3. Georgia, your top-ranked SEC team, at number 3, followed by Notre Dame at 4.
Wow, Notre Dame's all the way at 4.
Yeah,
they're supposed to. This is supposed to be when they finally break through.
Followed by Texas at 5, Indiana at 6. Now Indiana's at 6th in the poll, but they did get the 3rd most first place votes
because, you know, half the people voting for them finally realized they have a football program because they won it all last year.
Right.
Now all of a sudden it's Indiana. I knew it all along. I knew they were going to be great.
Miami number 7, Texas A&M 8, Ole Miss 9, and Oklahoma 10. Those are your top 10. LSU number 11. Alabama lands at number 13 in the AP preseason poll. That is the first time since 2008 that Alabama is not inside the top 10 in the AP preseason poll. That was Nick Saban's second season as coach. They did reach number 1 that year for Tide fans. I'm sure they remember, before finishing 6th. Clemson, though, and Dabo Swinney unranked in the preseason poll for the first time since 2011.
Yeah, it's been a while for Dabo. You know, that's mostly because they were a top 5 team in the preseason last year and severely underachieved. You know, they were probably the biggest underachiever in the country last year, then Texas second. But still, you know, so, but again, these polls mean nothing. You got to go out and play, because Alabama was a significant underdog in that 2008 game in Atlanta. And I've always said this, you know, Dabo Swinney can thank Nick Saban for getting him his head coaching job, because he throttled Clemson. And by the middle of the year, Tommy Bowden was out after a long tenure at Clemson. And Dabo took over, got off to a slow start, and then won 2 national championships. Geez. Wonder who's trying to do that same thing. I got to fire him. He lost 8 ball games in the first 2 years. You know, he took over a Maserati and he ran it straight into the ditch. Oh, I forgot. The entire roster can leave every year. Whoops, forgot to mention that. Somebody take a baseball bat up some people's heads. I mean, they just all they try to do is just talk out their ass. They don't know anything,
right.
and then they're disingenuous. That's what I can't stand. There's so many media people now that are just disingenuous turds, like Brandon Walker. You know, he's a disingenuous turd. He needs to just go be a cheerleader for Mississippi State, put on a cheerleading uniform, and then just cheer for them.
I have no idea, what did Brandon Walker do?
He wakes up every day. That's what he does.
I don't know, Brandon. I'll have to look and see.
And then his cousin Jed over there, Michael W. Dumbass, Michael W. Bratton, Mr. SEC podcast, you know.
There are 3 exceptions during a span.
Both of them are idiots.
19 of the past 22 years. 19 of the past 22 years. Every single national champion has started in the AP preseason top 7. 19 of the last 22 years. So there's 3 exceptions to that number. Obviously, number on that list, Indiana was ranked number 20 in last year's preseason poll. They win a national championship. Florida State was ranked number 11 in 2013, the year that they beat Auburn in the Rose Bowl in the BCS National Championship. And then Auburn was ranked number 22 in 2010 when they had Cam Newton. So those are the three exceptions to that rule.
When everybody, and that's what makes Cam's season arguably the greatest single season in college football history, because there were very few people who knew who the hell Cam Newton was.
Not even his coaching staff.
I mean, Gene Chisel didn't even know who he was because they bought him out from under Mississippi State, which some people even think he could have led Mississippi State to a national championship. I kind of doubt that. I think Clown Mullen would have blown at least a couple of games, would have blown a couple close ones. But you know what I'm saying. The only thing Cam Newton was known for, if you did a little digging, was having a pawn shop in his dorm room at Florida and throwing a stolen laptop out a window. That's pretty much all he was known for. And then winning a national championship in junior college. I believe it was at Blinn Junior College in Texas. So he had definitely restarted his career. And, but nobody realized how talented he was. And, I mean, you heard about all the stuff he did in JUCO, but it's JUCO. And then you didn't – and the spring was kind of quiet. I mean, they didn't really show a lot. And then, boom.
They didn't even know what they had.
And then honestly, I will admire Gene Chiswick's brutal honesty. They didn't realize what they had until about a month in.
No, because I remember going, because we started covering that Auburn team. You started going to more games. And then you go to the national championship. I remember out there in Pasadena, and you're talking to Gus Malzahn, who was the offensive coordinator at the time.
Yep.
And he was like, guys, it wasn't until about week 6 or 7 that they started really like saying, okay, you know what? Let's start running a little bit more on 3rd and 2. Let's just start running Cam, because when he falls forward, he's going to get us 2 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like they didn't even know how to use Cam Newton until midway through the season, and you started seeing the play calling change as time went along in that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ohio State, by the way, again, ranked number 1 in the preseason. 22, okay. Of the past 22 preseason number 1 ranked teams, 20 of the past 22 have failed to win the national championship. The last school to do so, Alabama in 2017. That's the last preseason number 1 to win the national championship.
Well, we'll see. It's tough to do when you're the hunted, no question about it. And I do want to say a couple things, though, as we've started the show, because, yesterday's show was totally centered on Alabama A&M because of our great sponsors, Talent Heating and Air, and our tailgate tour. And what a great time we had out there yesterday. I mean, it was an outstanding show. We met a lot of great people, and including Rufus Green, the new head softball coach. Really neat meeting him. Talked to a lot of hoops with Don Brown and Dante Jackson, and really impressed with both of them and what they've already accomplished at Alabama A&M. But speaking of basketball, if you grew up when I did in my era of childhood, you grew up watching, Jefferson Pilot football, Jefferson Pilot, basketball, and you grew up watching Joe Dean Sr. and string music and Tom Hammond on television. If you were a basketball head like I was, even at a young age growing up, you grew up with his, with a gravelly voice, his outstanding job as a color analyst. And then it's very rare in this day and time, but we have the Carey dynasty, as they call it in broadcasting in baseball, but that you hand it off to your son. And it really turned out that way with Joe Dean Jr., who just seamlessly took the baton from his father, did SEC basketball for 20-plus years, was with the SEC network in its first 2 or 3 years before his health situations, and then his duties as a Birmingham Southern Athletic Director kind of took over. He was a huge part of the Birmingham Tip-Off Club as well, and he was on this show when I was by myself in my first few years a few times before he just totally took a step away from the media. But Joe Dean Jr. was outstanding as well, and what a great voice he had. He took a lot of pride in doing what he did and taking over for his dad, who he was very, very close with. And his father, of course, was very tied in with LSU, the former athletic director and head coach, basketball coach there. And then Joe Dean Jr., Mississippi State player, assistant coach, very tied in there. At one time, I think he was really angling to try to be the athletic director at Mississippi State. But we lost Joe Dean Jr. this weekend at 71 years old. Back in 2013, the year after he went into the Broadcasting Hall of Fame, Joe Dean Senior passed away at 83 in 2013. So now we've lost two stalwarts in the basketball arena as far as broadcasting, and it's just really sad. And then the LSU family, to lose, Skip Burtman, who, happened on, basically on Friday morning, Thursday night into Friday morning. And I'll just say this about Skip. He is the Nick Saban of baseball, and in so many ways he's more important because he modernized college baseball. College baseball was a marginal sport that nobody watched on TV. The College World Series was tape delayed. There wasn't all these great-looking, almost minor league level ballparks that you see now in college baseball. He was the genius behind all that. When he left Miami, he thought he was going to succeed Ron Frazier, the Hall of Famer, two-time national champion, but he ended up going to LSU for like $40,000. And trust me, LSU was terrible.
Right.
They had never been good at all, and he took them to unprecedented heights. He won 5 national titles in 10 years, was the head coach for 17, and then LSU's now won 8 and become the modern-day dynasty in college baseball. And he built the SEC and helped lead the way to becoming the most powerful baseball conference we've ever seen. Because, trust me, when he was at Miami with Ron Frazier, the SEC was not respected. There pretty much always one program, Mississippi State. Yeah. That was it. And Alabama every now and then. But they were not respected, and now it's respected as the deepest league in America. And Skip was one of one. And he was also the athletic director for 7 years after he retired as head baseball coach, and he was there with Nick Saban at LSU. And so it was really, really sad to hear about Skip passing away at 88 years old. But again, that's a couple of stalwarts we've lost in the last few days, and we didn't get a chance to pay homage yesterday because obviously we were paying homage to Alabama A&M, and we had a great time out there.
All right, 7:18, let's get a break in. When we come back, we will check in with Ryan Grubb, Alabama offensive coordinator. Alabama coming off practice yesterday and the scrimmage over the weekend. We'll hear from Ryan Grubb coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
Hey, I'm Bobby White for Lynn Layton Ford Indicator. Summer is flying by and our summer sales event is coming to an end soon. But there's still time to lock in low, amazing summer deals. Now's your last chance to get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. With your good credit, get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2026 Broncos. $6,000 off. While they last, get $7,500 off MSRP on a 25 Bronco Sport. $7,500 off. The last new 2026 STX Crew Cab started under $46,000. And Lynn Leighton Ford will never add any dealer dock fees or some ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 in down payment assistance. Hurry into Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford Country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com.
Bronco 28442T, Bronco Sport 28032D, F-150 28485T. See dealer for details.
Welcome to Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market in Huntsville. From hand-cut premium steaks and chef-crafted Southern favorites to phenomenal made-from-scratch desserts and restaurant-quality meats you can take home. Every meal is made with passion and served with genuine Southern hospitality. Join us for lunch or dinner. Attend a monthly 5-course supper club or stop by to stock up your grill. You'll see that we deliver excellence from prep to plate. Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market, corner of Highway 72 East and Jordan Road. Come taste the difference.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penney Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penney perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penney Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penney Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPenneyToyota.com. Bill Penney's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This is Chris Stewart. Start your day with Talkin Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Plus, listen daily for Crimson Tide Today. Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
$7:22 here on a Tuesday morning. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Coming up here in just a few minutes, Jake Crain's going to join the show as we get his thoughts on some SEC football as the countdown really continues to start of the SEC football season. Remember, yesterday we were talking about week 0 of the college football season because August 29th is the start of the week 0 campaign on the 29th. And don't forget Alabama A&M, Howard in Atlanta. You've got Samford and UNA at the Stories Financial Bowl at Wicks Family Field. That'll be on the 29th. Yeah.
Because I think
one's at 6 and one's at 7.
Oh, okay. So they're sort of back to back.
Yeah.
The Samford and UNA game will be at, I guess, at 6.
It's at 6. Yes.
And then Alabama A&M is playing at 7 against Howard on ABC.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the following week on September 5th. That is when Alabama and Auburn both will open up the season. Alabama will be at home, an 11 a.m. kickoff. Got to get up early.
An early one.
Got to get up early for the first one. And then Auburn will take on Baylor in Atlanta at, I believe it's 2 o'clock or 2. I think it's 2 o'clock.
It's 2:30. Yeah. And I heard Moulton pinch hitting for the Czar yesterday, and he got his credential during the show. So I guess Steve Moulton will be going to his favorite city, Atlanta, to Mercedes-Benz to watch the Auburn Tigers and Alex Golish's debut against David Baylor Bears. And but you'll be eating a lot of food. And
I will be in the
you're going to be with the
I'm going to be the highfalutins.
Yeah, you won't be covering the game. You'll be covering your plate.
I'll be covering multiple plates.
Oh,
the plan is going to be, so now that I know I'm with the highfalutins, we're going to be multiple plates on that one.
I hope they have enough.
Anyway, the reason why we're kind of running down the calendar is because it's the 18th of August. They're going to play on September 5th. A lot of roster movement, a lot of roster positions taking shape for both Alabama and Auburn. Alabama scrimmaged on Thursday of last week. They got another scrimmage coming up here in about 48 hours. Does the Crimson Tide. Ryan Grubb giving us an update on the quarterback spot from what he's seen from mid-camp, not specifically as far as names go, but what he's seen from the quarterbacks in camp.
No, I'd say it like this. I said in the meeting room the other day, I think we hit a lull as it was kind of like the look around phase, like what's going on right now. And I think they got through that now. They broke through that with the scrimmage. And I feel like, always coach quarterbacks to be playing with blinders on, just focus on you, the things you need to improve. And I think we lost sight of that a little bit for a few practices, and been really, really impressed, especially today on some move the ball situations where both guys were able to just hone in on the things they need to do better and didn't get stuck when it didn't go perfect, and were able to keep us moving. So we're getting there.
There you go, Ryan Grubb.
Yeah, and I still think they're going to name a starter after that scrimmage.
He said so in yesterday.
Well, if they were listening to us when we were in Tampa and we had the one and only Kalen DeBoer on the show, we asked him the same question.
Yep.
And he told us after the second scrimmage, because I was under the impression until we talked to Coach that I really thought they might take it into the first game and have a script for both of them and not name a starter until maybe even after East Carolina. But that's not his style. He wants to name a guy so they know they're the guy, play him, let him play, and again, not have him looking over his shoulder. And so I think they're going to name a starting quarterback probably not until game week, or maybe even not even until 2 or 3 days before the game. But I think they'll name somebody. No question about it. I think Keelan Russell is slightly ahead right now, but it's certainly not, anywhere close to being decided. I get messages all the time like, "What did you hear? What did you hear 15 minutes later? What did you hear in the last hour?" I mean, it's just like you're nothing.
Right.
I mean,
right.
It's not going to be decided in a practice. It's going to be decided in a scrimmage. To me, a game type conditions, and that's where where the rubber's going to meet the road. And I do think it's close. Some people, they read every little thing into stuff, and you hear all these people speculating about Keelan. Some believe he's when they say ahead, some decided that he's way ahead.
The gap is huge.
No, it's not a huge gap at all. It's absolutely still a competition. Both made mistakes in the first scrimmage. Both made plays. Certainly, Matt got off to a slow start, but to his credit, I believe he threw 3 touchdowns, and so he came back and played well. And Keelan Russell made several very nice plays. They both suffered interceptions. So neither one of them was perfect, but just let everything play out. Let the scrimmages play out, and then we'll find out who it is. But it's going to be one of those two. And, I think ideally one of them will play at least 3 quarters. And then if you're beating East Carolina the way you should, then I think you'll see the other guy get a chance to get some time. But if you're not beating East Carolina the way you should, start drinking. That's when you should panic.
That's when you should panic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good East Carolina team,
right? But not a great East Carolina.
team. They won 9 games a year ago. They won a bowl game. There's no question they're a good football team. But if Alabama is in a 1-score game in the fourth quarter, then there's problems. Okay, you should win the game by 3 touchdowns or more. And if you don't, then there's something's rotten in Denmark. So you better handle it.
No, there's still a Grissom Tiger connection there on that East Carolina
40
team,
miles.
Right?
Yep. He had a good freshman year last year. Need to check up on that and see where he's at on the depth chart. But he's a really good athlete. Put up really good numbers at Grissom on some teams, under Rich Dutton that, didn't maybe have the greatest records. But when I watched them play Huntsville, and certainly they had a good front. It was tough for Huntsville to run the football consistently against them. And I thought, just watching a little bit of ECU last year, when he got a chance to play, he did a good job. And so now his brother Izzy is a basketball player, and he started out at Tarleton State. I think he's at Northwestern State now in Louisiana. So he's certainly been playing Division I college basketball. But Jordy, really good-looking player, played basketball as well for Jack Dawson Grissom. But he's a guy I think is going to continue to grow, be an edge player. And it'll be interesting to see, the opportunities he gets against Alabama. He's certainly going to be motivated to play well. And if he plays really well,
give me the cash. That's what we learned yesterday.
Yeah.
We learned that a lot yesterday. Show me the money.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to break in. Jake Crain's on the other side. The newly the newly crowned father of
what was that?
two
what was
daughters.
That show, Party of Five, whatever they have.
Party of Five.
Yeah.
Yep. Table for four.
Yeah.
Jake Crain on the other side. Talk some SEC football next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not a bad night. Honestly, temperatures dropping off into the upper 60s and lower 70s. A nice change of pace from what we've seen over the last several nights. A mostly sunny sky for your Wednesday. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid 90s. It's not going to be too terribly humid. We drop into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. More cloud cover for your Thursday. Temperatures climbing into the low 90s with a chance of rain.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Only 2 accidents in the valley right now. One of them's a bad one that's been with us for a while, and that's at the 302 mile marker northbound. You need to take either 91 or 31 over to Hansville and to Copital 31, and you can get back on there. Everything else in the valley is looking pretty good. We do have an accident, though. It's 67 and the Beltline and Highway 20, I'm sorry. And you want to use caution through that area for the next little while. Everything else in the valley seems to be moving all right. We're not looking too bad on the Parkway yet, and not looking too bad in any of the school zones right now. Keep the seatbelts buckled. Be safe. I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188. Just remember, we're here to help, whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete. We're here to help.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back. 7:33 on a Tuesday morning. We're sitting here enjoying our time here at Bill Penney Toyota Service Department. 256-837-1111 to get a hold of them. It's the Bill Penney Toyota Service. Your exceptional experience starts with Toyota Care, a no-cost maintenance plan with 24-hour roadside assistance. Bill Penney Toyota, your premier destination for getting your car serviced. Last time we talked to our next guest, he was kind of like a firefighter. He could be called out at any time.
That's right.
And shortly after our show, he indeed was called out. And, boy, celebrating the birth of another baby girl.
Yes, a party of 4 now for Jake Crain, and within 48 hours. So I'm going to take some credit that we were good karma for our next guest, Jake Crain, who is co-host of Crain and Cone via On3. And, of course, they've been busy getting ready for the college football season, but I'm not sure how much sleep Jake's been getting as now, again, he's welcomed his second little girl to the family, and we congratulate him and welcome him on to the show on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Jake, welcome back, man, and congratulations, brother.
Oh, man, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think the main thing I've learned about the second child, and our first one's 19 months old, outside of, loving them, it's the greatest thing that you can do, in my opinion, and I love them to death, is I'm never going to sleep again. I don't think I'm ever going to sleep again, which, you know what, is fine. It is a party of 4, and there's one dude, and it's me. So I'm slowly being surrounded. I kind of feel like the Germans a little bit at Stalingrad. They're just slowly surrounding me and squeezing me out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, congrats, and certainly we are very happy for you and everything. I know your wife's doing great, family's doing great, and now we're getting ready for college football season, and week 0 is nearly here, but really the fun starts on September the 5th. I know you guys had a reaction show talking about the AP Top 25. Just your initial thoughts on the poll.
Not as bad as it usually is. I think kind of the way we do polling, obviously the way we do the college football playoff, it's really interesting why we can't figure it out when some of us have some good ideas. But look, I think you can make an argument, guys. Really, when you look at the top 10 and even a little bit beyond that, I can't remember a year, and maybe y'all can, and I just can't, where there's been so many teams you feel like not only could make the college football playoff, but could win it. You look at a team like LSU at 11, right? When you have Bama at 13, there's some multiples of teams that can do some big-time things. So, I could sit up here and say, why do we have a tie at 14? What are we doing? Just somebody, switch it. But no, I didn't think it was that bad. But at this point, man, I'm just ready to kick this thing off. I'm sick of the polls. I'm sick of, and I do it for a living, but I'm ready to see some on-the-field stuff.
No doubt. And,
And
the final off-the-field issue, I've got to get your thoughts on Jaden Daniels. All the memes. I mean, he's like the meme king now with all this stuff he pulled with LSU. I was actually quite stunned at the take he and his inner circle had. I think it was almost honestly more the inner circle than himself, but I was stunned at the angle that they took toward LSU.
Well, every time something happens with Jaden Daniels, I just think his mom did it. That's just what it seems like to me.
Right.
And look, I love my mother, but I'm also 36 years old. My mom doesn't tell me what to do, when to pay for things, this, that, and the other. It's just kind of weird to me. Again, moms are amazing. You only get one of them. But, dog, you're a grown man. At some point, you got to get out from under the umbrella. I don't get not only why his mother, but his PR team around him, like anybody thought this was a good idea. Like, why would you try and alienate the place that made you famous? Like, well, why are you going this route? It just seems like he's listening to the same people that are telling Pat McAfee to do a country rap album.
and it's if it was we saw this with Ohio State. We saw a couple guys do it from Ohio State. Hey, don't use name, image, and likeness, or you want to be compensated.
Guys,
at first, I thought, okay, this is what he's going after. But then when you start reading the fact that you can't use the Heisman, and we want the Heisman back, and we want everything back, it's
what
like
a distraction.
Why?
Man.
I mean, you basically wanted LSU to scrub you off their list.
Yeah, my thing with retiring numbers is what happens if you just have ballers that are like numbered 1 through 10 and like they all? I mean, Saban had a run where if they retired numbers, Bama would have 8 numbers left. So that to me is like I don't think that's a sustainable model. I will say this though.
Yeah,
that's his trophy. Like I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I played for Mr. Gaddy's rec ball team in Auburn. And at the end of the year, we won the league, and they gave us all trophies. Imagine if Mr. Gaddy's would have stopped me at the door and taken my trophy away. It is his trophy. So,
Yeah.
like, I understand why you would want, if you wanted to put it like in your house or your man cave or something like that. I actually get that. So I'm kind of on his side on that. The other stuff, though, I mean, what are we doing? Like, why are we starting wars with allies? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to go bomb England. Like, we already did that.
Yeah. Well, then, and I don't know, did you pay attention at all? I mean, Kurt Cignetti trying to get Notre Dame back on the schedule by saying, yeah, we'll play Notre Dame, but being that they're not in a conference, you know, they can come here twice and we'll go there once.
Yeah. I get it. I have a firm rule, okay? And I said the same thing with Gene Chizik, all right? My rule is, if you go undefeated, win your conference, win the national title, have the number 1 overall pick and the Heisman winner, you should be allowed to say whatever you want to say. In my opinion, I think he should have had the choice whether he wanted to go to media days or not. And I'm in the media. So I get the angle he's coming from.
Yeah.
You know, Notre Dame does not have to play a conference championship game. There's a lot of built-in advantages that Notre Dame has when it comes to being able to choose who you schedule and things like that. And the biggest thing that could derail Notre Dame, and think about this, guys, they hate each other. The one thing that could really hurt Notre Dame is if all the big-time schools came together and said, you know what, we're in the SEC or we're in the Big Ten. We got to play 9 conference games and a conference championship possibly. I'm not playing these guys. And if they want to come play us, they got to play us at our place. So I get it. It's the one way to kind of hurt Notre Dame is if everybody teams up against them with them being independent and not schedule them or make them have to go to their place. So, you know, if you're an Auburn fan, you do the same to Alabama. If you're an Alabama fan, you do the same to Auburn. But having said that, I don't care if he got up there and read the script from the new Spider-Man. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, I will say this. One thing I can't wait to see. Of course, I want to see Kalen DeBoer in year 3, but the two things I also want to see, that I think they're the two teams that are going to turn it around, have the biggest turnarounds in the SEC, and I said this in Tampa. And by the way, we saw your brother Blaine. We missed you and David. We know, again, the situation. You were anticipating having your child, and you guys weren't down there. But certainly, I think Auburn and Florida have the chance to have the two biggest turnarounds. It does seem like, and I know the first scrimmage wasn't pretty for Auburn. Heard Chuck Oliver talking about it today. But the feeling around the team seems a lot different with what Golish is trying to set as far as a tone goes.
Yeah, and I'd caution people about the scrimmage stuff. You can only take a coach with a grain of salt. What do you think he's going to do? Get up there and be like, guys, we're the best team I've ever seen. Like, that's we're the best team I've ever seen. We don't have anything to fix. I've never seen a coach get up there after the first scrimmage of fall camp and be like, guys, we got to figure it out. We're just we don't even need to practice anymore. We just need to make sure everybody's healthy going to the game. So who knows how good that scrimmage really was. But to your point, and this is what we said on Crain and Cone when Summerall and Golish got the job, this is a totally different mindset. This isn't a, guys, listen, as long as we're all friends off the field and you buy all the Girl Scout cookies in front of Kroger and you walk old ladies across the street, winning doesn't matter. Yeah, I make millions of dollars as a head coach, but let's all grab a guitar and let's sit around and sing campfire songs and tell everybody how special they are in their own way. That's not what this is anymore. Golish and Summerall came there to win. And they are either going to win or die trying. And when you hear them talk, they're not saying things like, holy macaroni and gee gosh and all this stuff. These are grown men. All right, this is and that's what Auburn and Florida needed. This whole I'm not okay, you're not okay, but that's okay thing, to quote the great Peter LaFleur, it ain't going to work. If you want to be a camp counselor, go be a counselor at a youth camp, not in the SEC.
And then to your point, John Summerall yesterday backing that up by saying, look, I don't give a beep about the uniforms. I don't give a crap about all that. I'm here to win games.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it should be. That's what this is about. This is about winning. And it's a great lesson to teach young men. You should want to be a good person to be a good person. But in this life, there are winners and losers. if I can't pay my mortgage for my family for a month, nobody comes to me and says, Jake, you know what? It's okay. You really opened that door for that lady with the walker the other day. We'll pay your mortgage. It's the jungle out here, man. You're either living or dying. The choice is yours.
And I want to tie it into John Summerall a little bit because he basically discovered this kid, didn't recruit him to Tulane, but figured out real quick after he brought in 2 portal guys that the best quarterback was already on his team. But I know you guys were talking about Darian Mensah with Todd McShay, and he was a late addition for Miami because they missed on a few others. But I would agree with you. I think in a lot of ways there still hasn't been a lot of conversation about him in the offseason, and he led Duke to an ACC title.
Yeah, and it wasn't in like chess or speed reading, which is crazy, or basketball.
Right.
Basketball, they're pretty good on that side. I think he's really special, man. And Todd, on our show, if people haven't seen that, had some very interesting things to say, not only about him, but Lenore Sellers as well. It kind of surprised me. When you look at Mensah, and we'll see when he goes to the NFL, I think Carson kind of fits stylistically the NFL better than college. That's why it's called pro style. But when you look at Mensah, and you look at Tony, and you look at this offensive line, you look at Mark Fletcher, what's so scary about Darian Mensah is he's a pure passer. He can beat you from the pocket. But imagine having the weapons that Miami has and a guy that can make a big play when the play breaks down. As a defensive guy, those were the things that kept me up at night, not you lining up and running inside zone, or pin and pull or any of that stuff or the normal route combinations. It's, when we have a rusher and he makes the miss and he breaks the pocket, then it turns into a scramble drill. He can hurt you with his legs badly, or since he can throw on the run either way, can hit an even bigger play down the field because a lot of big plays come off broken plays. That's the way that it works. We see that in basketball. We see that in football as well. So I think Mensah gives them another element. They can sit there and line up and grind you out like they did last year if they want, but now they got a little sizzle. They used to just be a really good steakhouse, but now they got a great seafood connect.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. We're talking to Jake Crain, co-host of Crain and Cone via On3. And then I know you guys broke down Notre Dame, and there's nobody that I detest more than Notre Dame, except I guess Tennessee. But I'm not going to have to stick my head in the toilet. They're not going to win the national championship, are they?
Well, Tate thinks they are. Which, look, Drew, I'm going to be honest, bro. They're good enough to do it. And listen, I get that. My grandfather was in the Navy, was in Pearl Harbor. He hated Notre Dame more than the Japanese. Like, that's just the truth. And when you look at the way this Notre Dame team's constructed, I think what Marcus has done the best job of is not only do they have the same type of depth up front, but the level and depth of the athlete that is at Notre Dame now, we're not going to see what happened again, at least as long as Marcus is there, when we watch Bama just run over them, run past them, run through them in the national title. They've got guys. The offensive line is going to be one of the best in the country. The front seven on defense is amazing, and the secondary might be the best in the country. Leonard Moore is probably the best corner in the country. We can argue him and Xavier and a couple other guys. But what makes them dangerous as well as C.J. Carr, I think, is probably going to end up being the number 1 pick overall. I think he's that good. He's really added to his body. His clock is so fast for a young guy. And now he's old enough and ready to drive the bus. I think their run game, even though you lose Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, 2 great backs, they've still got a stable, and the wide receiver core is nasty. If those 2 kids from Ohio State work out and they're bigger with what they have with Greathouse and Faison and some of these other guys, I don't care about their schedule. I don't care if they're not in the conference. This Notre Dame team can win it all. I truly believe that.
Wow. Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Indiana, they all have talent. Ohio State's uber talented on offense, and they got some defensive guys. But, Jake, it just seems like there's not a dominant team. I think there's teams out there that have dominant positions, in certain skill positions, but I don't think there's like a dominant team from top to bottom out there.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great not to know the end of the movie when you start it? You know,
Yeah.
It's for so long with Saban, we were like, all right, you know, we know who the golden goose is. Can anybody shoot these guys out of the air at any point? And they really didn't. And then Kirby took over, went on that little run. And you're like, all right, well, now they're just going to pass the torch. We're going to have to do this with Georgia every year. It's so nice. It makes it so much more fun. I think it's great for the sport. I love parity, but I love earned parity. Yeah. I don't want there to be forced parity, but this is earned parity. One of the, I would say, few major positives of the changes in the college athletics landscape is it's kind of given us this. And I think a salary cap will only do that more, which is the reason I want it. But yeah, man, look, there's a lot of ways this movie can. It's like what's that board game? Clue, right? Like you don't know. Is it
Right.
Colonel Mustard in the library with the rope? Is it that chick in the dress with the candlestick in the kitchen? We don't know yet, but we're going to get to find out.
Well, we certainly are. We always find out with Jake Crain, now a party of four. And, Jake, we always appreciate the time. We look forward to you continuing to join us on Tuesdays and talk college football as we're about to get this thing kicked off. And like you said, thank the Lord, it's almost here. No more polls, no more BS, no more jersey retirements, all this stuff. We're finally going to have football, and we look forward to having your take throughout the season, man. Let everybody know what's coming up, and we always appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you guys having me. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday morning out there. Yeah, it's really easy, man. Just go to YouTube, Crain and Cone, Crain and Cone. I mean, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. Got a ton coming. We're almost done with our individual team previews. We got A&M, we got Ole Miss, we got Florida coming up. We've already done Bama and Auburn. Go check that out. And then, it's conference prediction, national title prediction time. Don't know if y'all saw Texas's best tackle may be hurt. We got to find out how bad that is. But I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that news right there,
Yep.
Jake Crain.
Thanks, Jake.
Appreciate him, and that could be big, Scott.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that
Arch
one.
Manning. Well, I mean, we always talk about the injuries because we know South Carolina suffered some, throughout camp already. Certainly Auburn is a little banged up. They've got some guys that got nicked up in the first scrimmage. Nothing catastrophic.
No,
but
Alabama had a couple guys not
practice.
But
I
I mean,
AK Deer get hurt, which is big, and we're fixing to talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, injuries are still a big part of camp, even when they try to hold guys out.
And a lot of this too is you got to decide, and this is where you hear injury in camp. But you got to decide if it's the typical, hey, going through camp, nicks and bruises, this is going to happen type of injury, or if it's a setback. We'll get a break in. Wrap up hour one next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The climb starts now. Quarterback Cam Ward enters year 2 with something to prove.
Cam takes a shotgun snap, throws short side. That is a Titans touchdown.
New Titans head coach Robert Saleh leads the charge from the sidelines. And in year 2 behind the mic, Taylor Zarzer sets the scene with Ramon Foster. Hear every moment on this great Titans radio station.
Your home of the Tennessee Titans is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle. The same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond, and what Jake Crain was referencing there when we went to break was Texas left tackle Trevor Gooseby exited practice on Monday, yesterday, with an apparent knee injury. Now, the extent of that injury is not known yet, but that was according to Anwar Richardson, a Texas beat reporter.
Yeah, we've had Anwar on the show. It's been a few years, when Alabama had played Texas, and when we covered Texas before they joined the league and we're in the Big 12 and would play SEC schools, we've had Anwar on. But that's interesting about Trevor, because Gooseby would be a huge loss for them.
That's their star left tackle.
Yep, and they got him out of the transfer portal, so we'll see. But right now, that's a little bit nerve-wracking if you're Texas, and that'd be like, for example, if Alabama lost Jackson Lloyd, that would be just a catastrophic loss, because, again, one of the hardest things to do in this climate of the portal and the portal era is to develop depth.
Right.
And if you lose a left tackle now, it's almost like when you lose them in the NFL, because they're such highly paid dudes. And they're paid that much money for a reason. So if you lose the starter, it's going to affect the entirety of your offensive line and could wreck things. So hopefully the young man's going to be okay, and they'll beat Ohio State like a rented mule.
All right, the Auburn Tigers scrimmaged last week as well. They're set to scrimmage again this week. Nathan King set to join us to talk about scrimmage 1. And look forward to scrimmage 2 for Alex Golish. What's new down on the plains? Nathan King fills us in next.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The Atlanta Falcons visiting the Indianapolis Colts on Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium for an afternoon preseason matchup. The Colts have been bet up to a 3.5-point favorite, despite the fact that Colts head coach Shane Steichen says starters will not play against the Falcons. The total, 37.5 at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Atlanta Braves at other 32 road favorite of the Minnesota Twins today. Twins plus 109, 8.5 over the total at Target Field. It'll be Tyler Mahle for the Braves. Debbie Matthews on the mound for the Twins. And Scotty Scheffler, the 3-1 favorite to win this week's BMW Championship in St. Louis. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation CAT 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
There you go. Hour 2 is upon us. SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, dedicated to providing care that improves lives, helping us kick off hour number 2. Find them online, sportsmedalabama.com. You can also give them a call, 256-881-5151, to experience that SportsMed difference. SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center riding with us to get hour number 2 underway. We talked about the Auburn Tigers. We mentioned that they scrimmaged last week. They will be scrimmaging again this week for scrimmage number 2, the all-important scrimmage. And Alex Golish, what we've learned from Auburn so far is that there's been just a different intensity down on the plains, and you're going to get that with the new head coach. And I think every Auburn fan will, by the time Hugh Freeze exited, they were just tired of the laid-back type of thing, the hum type of stuff. Alex Golish
I wouldn't even
is
mention that name. That's like saying 2 cuss words.
I know, but previous regime. There we go.
Yeah.
But now there's a different level of intensity down on the plains.
And now we're going to talk to one of our favorite guys. It was good to see him in Tampa, Florida. He's been very busy covering fall camp for Auburn. 247 does a great job as a beat writer covering Auburn athletics, and that's Nathan King, and he's been kind enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Nathan, it's great to have you back. Good morning. How are you?
I am doing great. Ready to head to the practice field this morning for another day of camp.
Well, for you guys, I know Alabama yesterday, that was their final media viewing. How many more viewing periods do you guys have?
We only have one this week. Like you said, the scrimmage is on Wednesday, so we'll talk to Golish after that.
Wednesday.
Next week is mock game week, but I would imagine the practices won't stop because we have one practice a week in the season. I think on Tuesdays, and so I would imagine that'll start next week. But this is probably the last viewing of quote unquote fall camp, and then after that they get into the mock game week.
Yeah. What stood out to you the most about Alex Golish's fall camp?
Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned it in the outset a little bit. That intensity, I've always sort of described Golish as a 50-50 guy. He's 50% of humility. Like he kind of has that quietness to him, like in a press setting where it's like he will be the first to admit he's only been a head coach for 3 years, never been a head coach in the SEC before. You know, he's willing and open to taking, you know, whatever sort of criticism and help that he can get. And then the other 50% of him is that kind of quiet swagger, like a quiet confidence to him of like, hey, this system has worked. My offenses have been pretty darn good. I've been in the SEC before, and this is Auburn, a place where we feel like we can get really good talent and have a really high ceiling as a program. And so, I mean, you've sort of seen that latter 50% come out in fall camp. Yeah, he's been very intense. and very unapologetic, I think, is probably the biggest thing about Alex Golesh. Like, it did not surprise me one bit after the first scrimmage. And honestly, I was really glad to see Auburn fans not overreact and not really take it too badly, that he looked at that first scrimmage and from a technical, granular standpoint, he ripped it to shreds. Like, that's who Alex Golesh is. You know, we talked to some coaches after the scrimmage who came down, and they were like, hey, the offense is pretty good today. You know, we operated pretty well and scored some points, and players were excited about, a couple turnovers, a few touchdowns. Like, the players and the coaches are allowed to be excited about that stuff, but it is Alex Golesh's job to say, I cannot believe we had one bad snap. I cannot believe we had these turnovers. I can't believe that we had a freshman wide receiver line up incorrectly and get called for a penalty. Like, it's his job to worry about those sorts of things. And so, Golesh is very unapologetic. This is his thing. He's very, very intense about getting better every single day and having that intensity out on the practice field. And we've seen that every single morning when practice starts. He gets that team, he huddles them together, and he tells them, look, you've got to make every single rep count. And, of course, that's what a lot of coaches talk about. But they've certainly, like you said, not to dog on the Hugh Freeze tenure, but I think the oh shucks of it all, which is kind of like how you guys described it. I mean, that got old to people, right? So this is certainly a breath of fresh air.
Well, and you covered all those press conferences, but it had to be. He'd come in there and say, "I just don't know how to fix it," and you're almost throwing your hands up. Like,
that's the shit.
Yeah. Why isn't he coming in and saying, "This is ridiculous. What are we doing?" And I just get a completely different feel, and it's kind of cool that that Coach Golesh is allowing them to kind of record his pre-practice, when he's laying down the law. I think it gives you a completely different feel to it. I felt like it was a different feel anyway. To me, when I was down there in Tampa with you guys, and we got a chance very briefly to speak to Alex Golesh. We spoke to Alex McPherson, but it just seemed like an all business type situation. We got you, Nathan?
Sorry. No, I'm good.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
we got you.
We're good. We're good. I'm sorry. We thought we lost you. I was just saying, to me, it was just a totally different feel. Like, it was completely an all business type deal in Tampa when we were around him.
He definitely seems like a guy who's had a plan from day one and is sticking to that plan because that's what he talked about. That's what he talked about at his opening press conference was, and talking to people around the program, this was not really an exaggeration. He was like, I have every day planned for the first calendar year on the job, like from January 2026 to December 2026. And it certainly seems that way. Again, it goes back to just kind of the type of head coach he's wanted to be so far. And kind of where he's found his success. And look, it's also like he's not been a head coach for very long. I think he's somebody that says, if I'm not paying attention to the details, if I'm not getting every little thing right in this building every day, it's not going to work because I'm not Nick Saban. I'm not Kirby Smart. I'm not Ryan Day. Like, I'm not somebody who's done it for years and years and years and can just recruit just based off of a name. And Auburn certainly can't recruit based off of a place because it hasn't played very well. And so he's operating like ground up mentality. This is a rebuild, and they need to completely change how this place is viewed.
Well, it's one thing to see Byron Brown play across the sidelines, and we've seen him play for South Florida. We've seen him play in limited viewing chances as a visiting quarterback. But when you get to see him up close, and you've seen him practice now, what has impressed you the most about Byron Brown at quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, anyone who's at media days knows that size is real. Like, I think some people sort of wondered. I was talking to folks in Tampa, like, okay, G5 quarterback, like, he's probably not 6'3", 235 pounds, but you're like, oh, yep, you can't hide that. Like, he absolutely is a bulldozer. But I think the biggest thing that stands out, like you said, getting to see him up close and be around him up close, and this is what some Auburn coaches have talked to us about this preseason, is like just his command of the operation. You can't hide a dude who's 6'3". You also can't hide a dude who's entering his fourth season as a starter under the same exact head coach, the same exact offensive coordinator, the same exact offensive scheme, with a bunch of the same receivers from last season, with 2 offensive linemen from last season. Like, just having that innate confidence in this system and what Alex Golesh wants to do and how this group needs to operate on a daily basis. That's been the biggest thing for Byron Brown. Yes, I think he's a really good player. Yes, I think he's a tremendous dual threat quarterback who's going to be a problem for SEC defenses this year, but it's almost more important the level of confidence that he just brings to that entire offense, because he knows what he's doing. He's been around the block with Alex Golesh, and they feel confident in him as their leader.
Well, and I have a good friend that was a linebacker at Auburn, and we converse a lot, and he asked my opinion. I still think the biggest question mark offensively for Auburn is the O-line. Would you agree with that, or what is your feel as we enter the latter stages of fall camp in Golesh's first year?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Right, and that's not the place you want to be. That's not the concern you necessarily want when you're a football coach, but that's just how this group has ended up. And it's been injuries. It's been Ty Buster, the guy they thought was probably going to be the right guard. Now, look, Cole Skinner has stepped up pretty well. Cole Skinner has done a good job at right guard, but it's almost been out of complete necessity. Like, that guy needed to have a good offseason and to step up. Jacob Strand at the other left guard spot has stepped up as well. Like, it's camp. These guys are progressing well. But when you zoom out, it's hard not to be concerned, because those two guys I just talked about, a USF transfer, an Oregon State transfer who's coming off of an injury. Your right tackle is Stanton Ramil, who missed most of the offseason and is also coming off of an injury. Like, there are guys, and there's reason to have internal confidence about some of these guys, but when you look at it on the whole, like, still is a brand new starting five and hasn't really proven that much on the field.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as I would say the strength of this offense, I think it's the running back room. Because Cobb had a year that, considering that the offense wasn't great, almost 1,000-yard season. I know Mabesons has had a really good camp and off-season and transition to this new offense, and it looks like they're also developing some depth in the backfield. And then you got to take into account the running ability of Byron Brown.
Yeah, you mentioned Byron Brown. Like, that's the part of it that's going to be really interesting to me. Like, how does that help out in this running back room overall? Developing that number 3 guy is probably one of the most important parts of fall camp right now. Nakai Davenport, the USF transfer, hasn't practiced in a few days, and Bryson Washington, the Baylor transfer, has done a better job. I mean, he was the guy we talked about in the offseason. They really challenged him. They said, hey, man, like, you're not in the best shape. We need you to get up to speed here. And he apparently has done a good job, has settled back in. If he can be their number 3, you mentioned Omar Mabson, like, he's going to get his opportunities. Whether he's ready for them, whether he's going to produce, we'll see. But he has earned that trust in this coaching staff's eyes. Like, he is going to get those opportunities for sure. But, yeah, the running backs definitely are the number 1 in terms of the offense. Wide receiver, though, has the potential, I think, to be really, really good. And it's because Jeremiah Coger has continued to develop. You have Keyshawn Singleton, who you feel like is really consistent. You have Chaz Nimrod, who you feel like is really consistent. If all 3 of those guys pop right away, like, it looks like USF's offense last year, and that's easier said than done. They're playing SEC cornerbacks now. Like, that's a little bit more difficult. But if even on a relative scale, if it's somewhat as consistent as it was at USF last year, that's certainly a heck of a lot better than what we've seen from Auburn's passing game the last 5 or 6 years.
What do you think Auburn and Coach Golesh want to check off some boxes in this second scrimmage? What are some of the boxes you think they want to check off?
Yeah, I mentioned running back. They'll be really, really paying attention. I think Nakai Davenport and Bryson Washington will both get a ton of reps there. I mentioned Jacob Strand at left guard. Derek Claus, the Miami transfer, was the starter before. He still could be. I think those guys are going to rotate a lot. Tight end, Arliss Boardingham is a former Florida transfer. He's actually pretty good at Florida, and then he got an injury when he was at Bowling Green. He's trying to be their number 2 tight end. A lot of people thought it would be Jonathan Eccles, the USF transfer. Injury bugs just keep biting him, so he hasn't been fully available. And I think Arliss Boardingham can go in there and compete with Jonathan Eccles. And then on defense as well, another position battle, the number 3 cornerback spot. I think it's going to be Gavin Jenkins. He's a redshirt freshman USF transfer. He's a true 6'2". Alex Golesh called him an NFL player. Like, he just has some physical traits you can't teach. But overall, kind of zooming out from the very specific position battles, it's about narrowing things down across the depth chart. Like, next week, mock game week, we'll bring the scout team. Like, the coaches are going to really go hard at the end of next week and narrowing down reps, because as you prepare for an opponent, you can't give everybody as many reps as you have been in fall camp. You've got to get ready to play for a season. And so the players know that, and they know this scrimmage is of the utmost importance. If you're on the cut line per se, this is a really, really important week of practice for you to try to make the depth chart, as opposed to being a guy who's not going to be utilized very much this season.
Well, I can tell you this. You can argue that the two best players on this football team, maybe the linebacker duo of Xavier Adkins, who, of course, was a godsend last year coming over from LSU, and then just the buzz I keep hearing about Elijah Melendez. Sounds like he has really taken a step forward in development physically, but then also a comfort level with the defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best room on the team is linebacker. And, that's the case because Xavier Atkins is a returning All-American, but it's also because of the development of those sophomores, Elijah Melendez and Bryce Diaz as well. But, no, I mean, you're right. Elijah Melendez, it's impossible to ignore just how tremendous his offseason has been. We heard about it for months and months and months. Not only, getting bigger in the weight room, he's the guy who's absolutely a monster coming down there in the middle, but also improving, as a leader and getting better in DJ Durkin's system. Look, it's saying something that every single time we've been out there, and I'm willing to bet it'll be the same today, the number one linebacker in every drill, which that's purposeful by coaches. They want the players who are going to do it better to be at the top so the guys under them can see it and follow that example. The number one player in every linebacker drill is Elijah Melendez. Like, it's not the returning All-American who is the number one player in that room. It is Elijah Melendez. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be better than Xavier Atkins, but that just sort of goes to show how much trust he's developed with this coaching staff and how good of an offseason he's had.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And then in your mind, I know you just talked about the corners a little bit, but what's the biggest question mark for this team defensively as they go into scrimmage 2 coming up on Wednesday?
Yeah, interior D-line for sure. Like, Dallas Walker is a guy that came back from last season and has done a really good job sort of stepping into that role as the main nose tackle. He's kind of the number 2 nose tackle last year. He's done a great job, but Cody Sigler is an Arkansas State transfer. We think he's probably going to be a starter as well, but that group just needs to step up on the whole. Like, they don't have a lot of star power. They feel good about Dallas Walker, but he's still a sixth-year senior who has never really been a starter. They feel good about Cody Sigler. Maybe he has an NFL, his NFL potential. We've heard that, but at the end of the day, he's an Arkansas State transfer. And, at the end of, the other guys in the room are all sophomores who really don't have any snaps under their belt. Like Buddy Mathis, the LSU transfer, has taken a nice step this preseason. He only played a little bit last year. DeArmond Smith only played a little bit. Malik Autry. So, there's really nobody in that room, and obviously that's easier said than done. It's hard to get a guy like that in the portal, but, there's nobody in that room where you're like, yes, absolutely bona fide stud that's going to cause problems on the interior of the defense. And so, particularly this scrimmage, like you mentioned, those youngsters, the sophomores, Walter Mathis, Malik Autry, Darion Smith, Jordan Crawford, guys like that, they probably can't play all those guys. They would like to. They would like to have a good rotation, but there's really not much separation between those guys right now. They've all been pretty good in fall camp. I'll be interested to see if coming out of this week and coming out of the second scrimmage, there's a true number 2 defensive tackle behind Cody Sigler where it's like, hey, this guy's been a really consistent playmaker, and we're going to make sure he gets lots of snaps.
And then there was a late addition. I saw that last night for Auburn from the transfer portal. Is this? I'm assuming this is a 5th-year situation with this wide receiver from Troy. Are they trying to add him maybe to add some competition in the return game? What's the addition here late?
Yeah, Trey Taylor, who has played at Troy and also Tyler Community College. So try saying all that 5 times fast. Yeah, no, this is a depth situation. Yeah, Trey Taylor is a 5th-year senior guy. Had some moments with Troy, but the fact that he's arriving just as the school year starts, I don't really expect him to be on the field this season. But it's just a guy that, look, and coaching staffs all around the country are doing this. Why not? If he's available and he's an in-state kid and he's comfortable wanting to come to Auburn and play for a season, why not give yourself some depth in practice? So I'm not sure. We'll see if he's out there today. I know for a fact he's going to arrive this week. But I think it's more of a depth situation. Maybe he could help on the return team. For his size, it's really impressive what he did at Troy because he's 5'6", 145 pounds. And he went out there and had a couple touchdowns in his time with Troy, and they're expecting him to come in here and just look. He's not going to be in this rotation, I don't expect, but he'll bring some experience. So he'll bring another guy who's going to be really good on the scout team and go against that defense and help them on a daily basis.
That 105, and then finally, because I know you cover basketball as well as anyone as well, Stephen Pearl taking a transfer and one of the 5th-year guys transfer from Utah State.
Yeah, now this could be, especially because their season doesn't start right away, and basketball's a little different of a beast. This could be a guy who maybe is in there at the bottom of the rotation. Colby King, combo guard from Utah State, fifth college in as many years. So this whole transitionary period is not going to be a surprise to him. Like, he knows how to get acclimated at a new place. But a guy who shot the three ball well, kind of a big physical defender, 6'3", 6'4". I would just expect him to bring up the bottom of this rotation. And you could do a lot worse than an experienced, fifth-year guy who's had some playing time. I think maybe him and Simon Walker would be the ones where you're wondering who's going to be that final guard. Simon Walker was not very good when they went to Greece and played those couple scrimmages. Didn't hit many shots despite getting a lot of minutes. But obviously he's still coming off that injury. But it's like, if he doesn't develop the way you want him to in his sophomore year, Colby King now gives you that extra guy to where play 8-9 minutes a game, give yourself some good guard depth. And George Kimball, the Vanderbilt transfer, he's been injured as well. So he's not completely ready to go. Remember, he blew out his knee a year and a half ago. If he's not completely ready, this kind of gives you another insurance policy.
Well, great stuff from Nathan King. Always great intel from Auburn, and he's part of Auburn 247. Let everybody know what you got coming up. I know you're about to head out to practice, but we appreciate the time very much.
Yeah, for sure. Auburn247.com. We're still running a 60% off fall camp special. So if you're an Auburn fan listening on the way to work this morning and want to get as much information as possible on the Tigers, like y'all mentioned, going out to practice this morning, we'll have notes on that and continuing to cover this team as they head toward Alex Gauch's first season. So Auburn247.com. We'd love to have y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's get a break in, shall we? Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Roll.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Chase for the playoffs continues for your first place Rocket City Trash Pandas, August 18th through the 23rd. Promotions include a bobblehead giveaway on the 20th, Huntsville Stars Night on the 21st, and a beer stein giveaway for Oktoberfest on the 22nd. Get your tickets now by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
Let's rock it.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Listen to the Lynn Leighton Automotive Friday Night Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware, each Friday night on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is when they were good.
Oh, yeah.
When Steve Perry was leading the way. Journey was firing on all cylinders.
Look, man, I've said
not
this
before. Journey that's touring now.
No. Look. In his prime, he is the greatest voice in the history of rock. I'm talking about Steve. There's nobody that could hit the notes like Steve Perry. Nobody. And the thing about it is, even I'm 5 years old and I hear this guy's voice, and you never forget it every time you hear it. You're like, who is that? That's the first thing you think of is who is it? Because you've never heard anybody like that. I mean, unbelievable.
Welcome back into Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond on a Tuesday morning. We are hanging out here inside the service department of Bill Penney Toyota, where Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., they can service your vehicle, and then 7 to 5 on Saturday. Just roll your vehicle right on in here to Bill Penney Toyota. They make it nice and easy for you. Our show is far from done. The entertainment is far from done. Colin Gay is on the other side at 8:30. We'll catch up with some Alabama football fall camp. We heard from we heard from Ryan Grubb.
Yeah.
We'll hear from Alex Golish later this week.
Yeah.
But we heard from Ryan Grubb earlier in the show on the quarterback spot. I believe this is Golish, God dang it. Grubb talking about the offensive line.
Well, I'd probably locate more with the ones. I thought in the last 2 days, we've really kind of finalized our run game package, got all of our gap scheme in, so we're able to expand some of the things that we didn't do in the scrimmage, and really took advantage of all those. And when they're able to put everything together with the ones, I thought they gelled really, really well today, and ran the ball really well, probably the best we have all camp, honestly, especially today. It was hot. A couple long drives starting on the 20, went all the way down the field. So it was really, really good to see. Super encouraged after today.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Colin about this. I still think the biggest surprise of fall camp is Mal Waldrop, because he was, from what I understand, he was first-team left guard in the scrimmage last Thursday. It'll be interesting to see where he is this Thursday and where William Sanders stands, because Sanders was hurt and missed the spring and then got back, finally able to practice. And I think that's probably set him behind. But at the same time, it helps create depth as well. And you got to give Mal a lot of credit, because I honestly thought, and it still may be, I mean, we'll see with Racine Delgatti from Cal Poly. He's a quote-unquote senior, but as he transferred in to play the center spot, that Parker Brailsford manned the last 2 years. But, look, Mal still may end up being a center long term, but still he's really battled at left guard, and that and the right tackle spot seem to be the biggest questions. Right tackle right now I think would be Javen James, the Mississippi State transfer, but you got another transfer behind him in Nick Brooks, who, depending on this situation with Texas. And by the way, just looking at that situation, let me correct myself, because I was looking it up for Texas.
Yeah.
With this, you were talked about that injury situation, Scott, which he got hurt in practice, the starting left tackle. Trevor Gooseby is actually a guy that's been with Texas his entire career. He took over for Kevin Banks, who was, I believe, also a first-round draft pick. And the coolest part is, he's projected as a first-rounder. And he's kind of overachieved. He was not considered a bluest of the blue chips. He was a 3 or 4 star recruit. But it's a pretty cool situation that I believe he's distantly related to Dick Night Train Lane, and he's a great nephew Dick Night Train Lamb. That's pretty cool. Because Night Train, that's one of the greatest nicknames ever. And then and we did talk to Chip Brown, as you know, in Tampa, and he did a great job, filling us in on Texas and their outlook. Their right tackle is actually the portal transfer, Melvin Sinai from Wake Forest. He's played left tackle. He's played right. But Sinai was an all-ACC guy that they brought in to bookend Gooseby, and we'll see if this is a big time. If Gooseby is out for a while, then I imagine Sinai will move to the left tackle spot. But now they don't have Nick Brooks, who they had played inside and really was more of a tackle. So now it'll be interesting to see if there's a lot of shuffling along that Texas front, especially when you're talking about playing Ohio State in week 2.
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. All right, got to get a break in. Colin Gay's on the other side. We'll catch up with everything down in Tuscaloosa. Alabama Fall Camp Report coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Travel accommodations for 97.7 ESPN The Zone provided by University Kia. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperature's going to be a little bit lower on the backside of a cold front. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s. It's also not going to be as humid as it has been over the last couple of days, so in general, it is going to feel a bit more comfortable outside. We drop into the upper 60s, lower 70s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for your Wednesday. Temperatures climbing into the low 90s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Jen with The Haven, a private event space located downtown Huntsville. If you haven't been before, this is the perfect spot for your event. Whether it's Christmas, the holidays, birthdays, weddings, rehearsal dinners, you name it, I can provide that perfect event for you. We tailor everything just for your needs, from food to flowers to the band to drinks. You name it, we've got it. The Haven, located at Meridian Crossings, downtown Huntsville.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Mark your calendars for September 19th as All About Water invites you to Pond Tour 2026, a free self-guided walkthrough of real ponds and water features that they've built right here in the Huntsville area. Talk to them on site, ask questions, see the craftsmanship up close, no pressure, no appointment. Whether you're picturing a small backyard fountain or a full koi pond with waterfalls, this is your chance to see what's possible for free. RSVP at allaboutwaterllc.com or check out their Facebook page on the day of for participating addresses. Your backyard could be next.
Fall Saturdays in the South mean football. And when football season rolls, patio and grill season rolls right with it. Turn your patio into your favorite place to watch the game. From premium grills like Big Green Egg, Yoder, Blaze, and Napoleon to outdoor furniture built for Saturdays. Brooks & Collier has everything you need to make your patio the best seat in the house. Brooks & Collier, 80 years, 4 generations, the Valley's best in outdoor living. 813 Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back in. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. The show rolling along here on a Tuesday morning. Don't forget, we're live here from Bill Penney Toyota. getting vehicles serviced here. They also have a mobile service bay that can head to you. Just give them a call here at Bill Penney Toyota. All right, Alabama, we've heard from Ryan Grubb a couple times this morning, one on the quarterback battle and two on the offensive line, the running back spot, and Grubb saying yesterday that, hey, look, after this second scrimmage, they hope to have a starter named. As far as the quarterback battle goes, we've heard a lot about the running back battle and how good, how talented they could be. A lot of news coming out of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We got a first-time guest on the show. He's been kind enough to join us via WZZN TV and the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. He does a great job for the Tuscaloosa News USA Today, and that is Colin Gay, and he's joining us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline and WZZN TV to talk some Alabama fall camp. Colin, welcome to the show. You're with Drew and Scott, man. How are you doing?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, bud. We appreciate that. And I know you kind of projected a depth chart, as fall camp started, and I know you updated it yesterday. I was talking off, to Scott off the air and a little bit on the air as well before we welcomed you on the show. I still think the biggest surprise of fall camp is probably Mal Waldrop at left guard. But do you agree with that, or what say you so far with what you've seen?
Well, yeah, it makes sense that because Mal Waldrop really wasn't a name. Even going in that his recruiting class too, he was kind of this 3-star add-in, not getting a lot of attention there. But he's really, really impressed Ryan Grubb and the coaching staff just enough to be like, okay, if William Sanders isn't ready, it's his job. Now, Ryan Grubb did say that William Sanders had a little bit of a hiccup in terms of an injury. He was coming back, just returned to practice, so it kind of makes sense why Mal Waldrop's kind of taken a step forward. Now, Grubb said yesterday that they're giving William Sanders every opportunity to earn a spot, but it seems like there's solid with Mal if William Sanders isn't the answer right now, and if there's not enough time to get him going. So I think you're going to see that offensive line, no matter if it's that left guard or whether it's that right tackle position. My guess is they're going to solidify that this week.
Yeah, and Ryan Grubb kind of talked about that. He was also kind of pleased, I guess, with the fact that the way that they've got the run block packages in there now, and it seems like the offensive line, that the biggest thing with them is continuity and getting reps together, and it seems like they're starting to get that.
Yeah, I think so too. And you hear the conversation around Alabama's offensive line. It's completely different from what it was last year, where part of that was out of necessity. But right now, it's all about best five. Right now, it's about finding a five, and it's about staying. That's the group for the entire year. So when if it's Javen James or Nick Brooks, or it's William Sanders or Mal Waldrop, like those are going to be the guys. And you'll see a little bit going throughout the season of guys jumping in. But if you ask the coaches right now, the questions really aren't on that first team. It's about that second team. Who's next up behind guys like Nick Brooks and Mal Waldrop or William Sanders, right? So, there's a lot of questions, but those are the questions that Alabama's focused on right now. It's getting that continuity. It's getting that, I guess, cohesion is the word that they like to use on that offensive line, so that the rest of the offense can be solidified. And really, the noise coming out of camp right now is that this group is a lot better than last year, and there's a lot of confidence in this group right now.
How much did it raise your eyebrow? It certainly raised mine, and he's been a broadcaster for a long time. He was a great player in the NFL and at Notre Dame, and of course at De La Salle High School for Bob Ladouceur. But how much did it raise your eyebrows what Aaron Taylor said after watching practice yesterday? And then he kind of let a little bit of a caveat out about E.J. Crowell too.
Yeah, I was. It's for Alabama fans, it should be a pleasant surprise, right? It should be a thing where, Alabama in such a short time with Adrian Clem at the helm, getting a group that wasn't his, that Chris Kapilovic really created that group, whether it was through the portal, whether it was through the freshman class, to see so quickly the transformation that this offensive line has gotten. I mean, it should be, the greatest news ever to an Alabama football fan, because I think as much as, the running backs are getting the attention, as much as the quarterbacks are getting the attention, the offensive line is what's going to make or break this Alabama football team. And to hear that, reaction, I mean, there's got to be confidence coming out of the practice facilities in Tuscaloosa right now.
Well, you mentioned the running backs getting the attention. It kind of goes hand in hand with the offensive line and the running back spot. We've heard a lot of good stuff about the running backs so far in fall camp.
Yeah, I think, and it's so interesting how, you start with guys last year, Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, guys that, have apparently been transformed, over the course of an offseason, especially Daniel Hill. You have this dude who's leaner but more muscular. You have a downhill back that they expect to be physical. Then Kevin Riley, you got a guy who Ryan Grubb wants to be a little bit more shifty, right? So those are the right now it seems to be 1A, 1B, not exactly out of choice right now for Alabama with the loss of A.K. Deere and kind of the I don't want to say injury, but the stunted development because of injury of E.J. Crowell. You got two guys that are, can an offensive line, a revamped offensive line rather, kind of, allow these two to shine. And then you got Trayshawn Brown. Trayshawn Brown, a find for Courtney Morgan and that scouting staff late in the 2026 cycle. A guy who's really, really impressive when you look on tape. I mean, I remember talking to his high school coach and to Trayshawn right after he signed with Alabama. And I mean, just a very, very impressive find, but a guy who didn't have a lot of offers, didn't have a lot of attention coming out of Huntsville, Texas. So a guy that Alabama fans that should be excited about, but I think it's going to start at least early on with Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, more likely Daniel Hill, and you're going to see what an offensive line can do with a dude who has a completely revamped body transformation.
We're talking to Colin Gay, TuscaloosaNews.com, and Colin, we haven't, Scott and I, we weren't on the air, and we had a best of on Friday, so the scrimmage intel started coming in on Thursday afternoon after our show, and then we were out at Alabama A&M for Media Day yesterday, so we really haven't spent a lot of time on it. Just lay out the details for our listeners, because A.K. Deere, it seemed, was having a really good camp, maybe the best camp of anyone in the backfield. I know you were just talking about Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, but he was a guy last year that played a little bit, but it was the neck up stuff. It seems though he's making a lot of progress. But what are you hearing about the injury, and how long will he be out? Just kind of update our listeners on that.
Yeah, A.K. Deere's going to be out for a bit, and it's a leg injury, one where, according to Alabama's Name, Image, and Likeness Collective, it's one that he had surgery on. So it'll be a bit for A.K. Deere. I know there's high expectation for him, especially after the camp that he's had. But Alabama seems confident in that they're filling in the gaps right now with those 1A, 1B I was talking about, with Trayshawn Brown, who's gotten as much, if not more, buzz than A.K. Deere this offseason. So they're filling in the gaps. But again, that's another returner, another veteran guy, as much of a veteran guy as Alabama can have at this point, but another guy that knows the system, that's had a complete year in with DeBoer, with Grubb, with Robert Gillespie. That's a big loss. But I think there's a lot of, there's a lot of conversation around A.K. Deere that I feel is a little bit overblown in terms of, what role he was going to play. I think he was going to be in rotation with Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, and he was very, very much exciting. But in terms of losing a starter caliber, he might have been at the end of the year, and he might kind of vault into that spot later on too. But I think they were going to start with Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley anyway, and I think it's the same conversation with E.J. Crowell. As soon as he gets ramped up, as soon as he gets healthy, I think you're going to see more of him later. But I think it really doesn't change kind of the hierarchy of the running back room all that much, even though A.K. Deere was going to play a significant role early on.
What has kind of stood out to you, though, where Alabama, okay, we've heard a lot of positives on the offensive line, the running back spot, where we're hearing positives, the quarterbacks are starting to figure it out. Is there an area that you can say, okay, Alabama they still have some question marks at this position so far in camp?
Yeah, it's quarterback. And I know you mentioned, that there's progress being made, but I think one of the things that, a lot of attention has been Austin Mack and Keelan Russell. But the thing that people aren't talking about is the lack of reps that both of them have. No matter if it's Keelan, no matter if it's Austin, Alabama's getting the most inexperienced quarterback it's had maybe in its history, or at least modern history, right? Like Ty Simpson, who did not start until his redshirt junior year, had more snaps than Austin Mack and Keelan Russell possibly combined. So you're getting a guy who, no matter who it is very inexperienced, doesn't have a lot to show, a lot of, tape, which could be good, but also could be a very, very big question mark for, okay, if it's a dartboard, you're throwing it and you're basically hoping that you get a bullseye because you really don't have the evidence. I mean, Austin Mack was very, very good against Indiana in the Rose Bowl, at least as good as he could have been. But you're really just kind of hoping and praying that whoever you pick, at least to start the season, is a guy that can get you a couple of wins and then reevaluate once SEC play gets in. So I think that is, the quarterback is obviously it's the obvious answer, but it's a storyline where it's once Keelan is named or once Austin is named, you still really don't know what you're going to get until they take the field against East Carolina.
And Colin, I know you've been out of the media viewing periods. The last one was yesterday. Has the most progress defensively, at least from the on the hoof report, when you take a look at these guys physically, is the defensive line room the most improved in your mind that you've watched?
It's really impressive. like some of those dudes are huge, and it's really a difference from what you've seen from years past. And I mean, it's kind of the same drills that you've seen in years past from a Kane Womack defense or with Freddie Roach right there. It's explosion, it's technique off the line of scrimmage, and a lot of pads and go first steps and the like, but you're seeing these bigger dudes just kind of explode through snaps. And, whether it's Devon Tompkins, whether it's Terrence Green, who's an absolutely massive guy in the middle, whether it's freshmen. I mean, I was watching Kane work with Nolan Wilson out of Mississippi or Malik Franklin out of Mobile. These freshmen that are massive, and you're and Kane Womack mentioned it the other day. It's we've been trying to build a defensive line with size because size turns into explosion. He said in so many words a couple of weeks ago, but it's that's what they're hoping is the game changer, because you kind of know what the answers are in the defensive backfield, and you kind of have an idea other than one spot at linebacker. What can the defensive line do? And if the defensive line is very good, if it's electric, if they're consistently getting back in the backfield, and I would loop in Yanze Pierre in there too, who's going to play some Bandit and Wolf on either side. What can't this Alabama defense do? And that's going to be, the defensive line is going to be the calling card in terms of, okay, is it going to be a great defense, or is it going to be an elite defense that competes for the best defense in the country?
What's the goal then on defensively for this second scrimmage coming up on Thursday?
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, there's really not much you can do in terms of rushing the passer. So I think it's a continued push in terms of dominating the offensive line. Which if Kalen DeBoer goes to a press conference again and starts by when asked about the offensive line and says, "Well, our defensive line's really good," I don't think that's a good sign for Alabama fans. But you've got, I think it's that second linebacker spot too, next to Caleb Woodson. Expect him to be the Mike. Expect him, Caleb Woodson, to be the green dot guy. But I think it's whoever's next, right? It's the battle between QB Reese. You've heard a lot about Luke Metz. You've heard a lot about Caden Jones. You've heard a lot about Xavier Griffin, kind of this 5-star freshman who everybody sees as kind of this, the second coming of Jahad Campbell. So does Alabama have a kind of a stable position or a stable guy at that second linebacker spot, and how does he work with Caleb and Yanze in the middle, and really in the defensive? So I think that's my biggest question, along with the pass rush. Can Alabama find its personnel, and can they develop a cohesive unit going into East Carolina?
Well, and I felt like too that what is the injury in your mind to Jordan Edmonds? But I do think if you look at the one position on this football team, the secondary's probably got the most depth.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think Jordan Edmonds is going to be out for a bit. Not according to the university, like not as long as it's not a season ending or anything. But I think the interesting thing is, and I think you were going to see Jordan Edmonds as the fourth guy anyway, because of how much Alabama has loved Carmelo O'Neal. I mean, I've never seen. I mean, in terms of guys that are, Kane Womack is gushing about right now, it's Carmelo O'Neal, this 6'4", over 200-pound defensive back that Dijon Lee called the Twin Tower, which you can take that with whatever. But it's to have another 6'4" corner. To have a guy who can play press man and be just an imposing threat at the line of scrimmage, Jordan Edmonds is going to get there. He's going to be a very, very good corner for the Crimson Tide at some point, but I think Alabama really, really likes Carmelo O'Neal as that third corner.
Yeah, no question about it. And then, you mentioned QB Reese. He's been one of the stories of camp, and he trying to step up. But of course, Caleb Woodson, I was really impressed with him in the A-Day game. They brought him in the portal because really the most decimated spot on this defense was inside linebacker. You lost your top three. Now you got Caleb Woodson, QB Reese. But the guy that I love is Luke Metz, and I know Coach DeBoer had a lot of good things to say about him last week.
Yeah, and Luke Metz, like I remember talking to him right when he, I don't remember when, whether it was after he's committed, before he signed. I got on the phone with him, and he was already talking about talking like he was an Alabama captain. He was like, I want to change the culture at Alabama and give Kalen DeBoer what he deserves. Like all of this, like I want to win a championship, all of this stuff, and then you see him like in person, and you see him on the field, and you're like, This dude looks like a linebacker. This is like a linebacker from the 80s, a guy who's, shorter, stockier, kind of strong, and like this middle kind of, brick in the middle of the defense, one that, sees himself as a leader, one that sees himself as, a future captain. And was I a little bit surprised in terms of how much or how hyped up that Luke Metz was? Yeah, I was. And it's the same conversation for Mal Waldrop too, right? But I mean, you always have those guys in camp that is getting a lot of love, and whether that means this year, whether it means in the future, like it's guys like Luke Metz are going to be the future of this defense. So I was always curious about in that 2025 class who was going to kind of be the first guy at linebacker, whether it was Luke Metz or whether it was Duke Johnson or Abdul Sanders, who also got a little bit of love from Kalen DeBoer after the scrimmage. So I think Luke Metz is emerging, and I think he's going to be a fun player to watch, if not this year, then the years to come.
And then final question for you, Colin. Do we find out who the QB is by the weekend after the scrimmage?
Well, that's an interesting question. If you look at how it went down last year with Ty, so like bring back. So it was after the first scrimmage with Ty, but they announced it on Monday, and they had a team meeting. They announced it to the public on Monday. So I'm expecting them to decide through the weekend. Use the weekend to look through film and to make an announcement, and then Monday or Tuesday of next week, I think, is going to be when they name the starter.
Well, we really appreciate the time, Bud. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on Talking Ball here in Huntsville on 97.7 The Zone. Let everybody know how to follow your work, and thank you again for the intel.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm on Twitter at _Colin Gay. I mean, we have a really, really good team of writers covering everything around Tuscaloosa, high school sports or Alabama basketball. Emily Smar covers that for us. And then Chase Goodbread does a great job kind of bringing it all together. And Amelia Hurley helps out with, Alabama softball, Alabama high school sports. So you can find us all at TuscaloosaNews.com.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
Let's get a break in. Hour 2 is done after this.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing. and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey, I'm Bobby White for Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. Summer is flying by and our summer sales event is coming to an end soon. But there's still time to lock in low, amazing summer deals. Now's your last chance to get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. With your good credit, get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 26 Broncos. $6,000 off. While they last, get $7,500 off MSRP on a 25 Bronco Sport. $7,500 off. The last new 2026 STX Crew Cab started under $46,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fees or some ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 in down payment assistance. Hurry into Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford Country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at LynnLaytonFord.com.
Bronco 28442T, Bronco Sport 28032D, F-150 28485T. See dealer for details.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
All right, we are nearly done. Another 60 seconds. We'll be done with hour number 2 of our 3-hour extravaganza here on Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. And we have caught up now with Alabama. We've caught up with Auburn. We've caught up with Jake Crain. We've covered a lot of stuff in just 2 hours, but we got a whole nother hour to go. And
yep, we can open the phone lines to you, 256, as you join us, 576-4977. And you can join us on Talking Ball here on ESPN 97.7 The Zone. And looking forward to, tonight, too. We're going to have our annual kickoff meeting at Greenbrier Barbecue, the old Greenbrier. We do this every year, usually around this time. We're going to be out there tonight starting at 5 o'clock. We're going to eat. We're going to have a lot of fellowship and Crimson Tide conversation. So if you guys want to hear Freddie Kirby and I and hear the latest on Crimson Tide football, please join us out there tonight. Looking forward to it. And then Scott and I will be Florence bound tomorrow.
That's right. We'll talk about that coming up next. Plus, we've got a lot of stuff to get through in just 60 minutes. We'll entertain you after this timeout.
Now, Jimmy, you better not be eating that baseball again.
But, Dad, I yearn for the sweet taste of the sport. This is the best that I got.
Well, then, put down that ball and let's head over to the yard for something a little less rubber-y.
Don't eat your glove this season. Take advantage of our Big Zone deals and head on over to the Yard Milkshake Barn right outside of Toyota Field, where you'll find sweet treats like the Biscoff Cheesecake, Sweet Heat Mango, Shirley Temple Floats, and so many more. It's the Yard Milkshake Barn. Make this summer a home run hit.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Hyundai Decatur, located on the Beltline.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Welcome back in Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond, Mandu Fitness helping us kick off hour number 3, the Pulse of Fitness. Mandu, Huntsville, 256-808-0104. Claim your first free session. It's just 15 minutes. It's a boutique fitness studio concept, first FDA-cleared electrical muscle stimulation training program in the United States. You complete a 15-minute trainer-guided workout while connected to a whole-body EMS suit. So, Mandu Huntsville, give them a call today, 256-808-0104, to help you get going in your exercise journey. Now, Hour 3, we ended Hour 2 by kind of teasing it a little bit. Yesterday, we spent our entire show on the campus of Alabama A&M, and big thank you to, as you mentioned earlier, Brian Howard and Dr. Paul Bryant Jr. for helping us. I mean, what a fantastic show it was yesterday with our Talent Heating and Air tailgate tour on the campus of Alabama A&M. Tomorrow, we will be on the campus of the UNA Lions, North Alabama, as we will be in Florence. And we have a full lineup coming to you tomorrow over there as well.
I can't wait to see Bobby Wallace Field, man.
Oh, we've seen pictures of it, and I've seen plenty of pictures of it. But Bobby Wallace Field at Bank Independent Stadium is what we're going to see. And tomorrow we will hear from Dr. Josh Looney, the athletics director of UNA. We will hear from Brent DeArmond, the football coach. We had Jad Parishniak. Prakniak, my bad. We should know that. And he was a Rocket City Award winner. He was there with us.
I love his candor, though. He's like, I understand I'm here because Steve Beazer took the Grand Canyon job. And it is true. I mean, they had a hell of a year at UNA.
They did.
And it was still very worthy of a Rocket City Award. But we understand Steve Beazer left for Grand Canyon.
Yes.
Okay.
And we will get introduced to the first time for Anna Nimitz
Yep.
the head women's basketball coach, the new head women's basketball coach there at UNA. And then Tony Pujol will join the show tomorrow as well.
At UNA, done an outstanding job there. It's always great to catch up with Tony. Great conversation. So looking forward to all those visits tomorrow at the University of North Alabama.
We'll have Benjamin Ray on, the voice of the Lions, one of the voices of the Lions. Mike Ezekiel will probably join us as well tomorrow. So we'll have a lot of stuff for you. But it is our Talking Ball Talent Heating and Air Tailgate Tour, and we're going to roll over to Florence. So you got to get up early tomorrow morning.
Oh, I know. I'll be rolling over. Y'all meet you at the radio station.
Yeah,
so.
gotta. I mean, I'm thinking.
I had to get up early to go to Alabama A&M too.
I'm thinking 4:45.
Oh man, that's even earlier.
Well. I mean, it takes about an hour and 20 minutes to get there, and so.
Oh yeah, it does.
We're gonna have to leave around 4:45 to get there about 6:15, 6:20, so we can set up. Now it's not as early as probably what we left when we went to Spring Garden to do the show.
Oh, yeah. And their IT guy walked across the street when we parked. They were ready for us.
They were ready for us, but that was an early morning haul to get to Spring Garden that day.
By the time we got 30 to 45 minutes from outside of Spring Garden, no service.
Yeah, you feel like deliverance is upon you.
We were told that, though. We were told the service is sketchy, but it was first rate. It was one of my favorite shows ever. But, yeah, no question about that it was a little bit – when Ace Austin signed with Alabama, that was an outstanding afternoon as well, or morning, I should say. And it was early, but certainly the fine folks at Spring Garden showed us a great time. But, man, yeah, that was a poke. That was like a 5-hour round trip.
But was it on the way back that we stopped at the Big Chief? I think it was on the way.
No, they fed us barbecue, man. They fed us
somewhere.
Quite well.
Which one? Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to let you know. This is Squirrel.
Okay.
But my wife and I, we came back from Georgia last weekend.
You played pickleball.
Played pickleball.
It was the anniversary. Yeah.
Yes. We stopped at the Big Chief for ice cream.
Oh, did you have the grape ice cream?
I had the grape shake.
The grape shake.
Had the grape shake.
Was it good?
Let me tell you what. Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic is the way to describe it. My wife looked at me and she was like, you are eating, you ordered a grape shake. And I said, yes.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
Yeah, I know they have this. I think they have grape soft serve and the grape shake, or maybe it's just the grape shake.
They have grape soft serve ice cream.
Yeah, there you go.
And so when they make the grape shake, they use the grape soft serve ice cream.
That sounds good, yeah.
And so it is fantastic if you're ever in the realm there of the Big Chief.
Yeah.
All right, earlier in the show, we were talking about Jason Taylor, and we talked about Aaron Taylor. My bad. Yeah. And I don't know why it's not pulling up. I have it ready to go on my phone.
Right.
But Aaron Taylor was talking, and he dropped by Alabama practice.
Yes, he did yesterday.
And it was courtesy of the Joe Moore Award is why he was there. And Aaron Taylor is part of the Joe Moore Award. And for those that don't know, the Joe Moore Award is given out to the best offensive line in college football at the end of the year. And I believe last year, I think, was it Indiana? Did Indiana win the Joe Moore Award? I think Indiana won the Joe Moore Award last year. I think as the best offensive line in college.
I was thinking it was Miami.
Was it Miami?
You can check that. I know Kellen DeBoer's final year 3 years ago at Washington, they won it.
I know Michigan won it the year that they won the national championship.
Well, the year Michigan won it, I believe Washington did, because Washington lost to Michigan in the national championship game. But I believe
actually the Iowa Hawkeyes earned the 2025 Joe Moore Award last year.
It wasn't my. So I was thinking Miami, but I knew it wasn't Indiana. So Indiana had a good one. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, and then it may have been Miami. I was thinking that Miami had recently won it, but we'd have to go back and check that. But yeah, I know that Alabama won it. I want to say in 2020 when they won the national championship, and certainly, as to be expected, they were dominant that year.
Let's see here. Winners. 2025 was Iowa.
Yep.
2024 was Army.
Army, wow.
23 was Washington.
Yeah,
22 was Michigan.
Oh, that Michigan
21 was Michigan.
Oh, wow.
And 2020 was Alabama.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. I thought one of those years Miami won it. But I guess
2015 Alabama won. I believe it was created in 2015.
Yeah.
When Alabama won it the first year. Iowa won it in 2016.
Yeah.
Notre Dame won it in 17. Oklahoma 18. LSU 19. And then Alabama 20. Michigan 21. Michigan 22. Washington 23. Army 24. And Iowa in 25. So those are your Joe Moore Award winners so far. Well, anyway, what they do now is they visit.
I would have thought Miami won it last year simply because of their postseason run.
Right.
But, hey, congrats to Iowa. But I was thinking that Miami won it, but they didn't. They weren't able to get it done. But I remember just simply because I think 3 or 4 of those guys were drafted from Washington that year when they won the Joe Moore Award, even though we know Michigan won the national championship because they cheated.
Well, anyway, how does this tie into Aaron Taylor visiting Alabama? Well, because he's part of the Joe Moore Award, and you kind of scout some of these offensive lines in the preseason, and then you watch them during the regular season. But here is what he had to say after watching Alabama at fall camp.
I'm here in Tuscaloosa for Alabama's fall camp. Now, we all know the talk all offseason is about whether or not Kalen DeBoer can fill Nick Saban's shoes, or who's going to start at quarterback. Well, I'm here to tell you it's going to be the offensive line that shuts up and ends all that talk. Alabama will be able to run the football this year, full stop. That's the headline. The improvements year over year for what I saw in this unit after just watching them live for 2 hours with my own eyes is night and day. When they got to the second level, they didn't just go up and try to settle into the linebacker. They were running through those boys. When it came to one-on-ones, they dominated that drill. All across the board through the 2 deep, offensive line using their hands, punching, trusting their technique, and starting to fight. Now, the defense, of course, because this is Alabama, they're going to be stout, and they made some plays. But it was noticeable, particularly in the explosive runs right through the heart of the defense. All throughout practice didn't matter the drill. There were explosive home run hits, and I'm telling you, running back 13, Crowell, that dude can go. See, when it comes to offensive line play, details are the difference. And the new O-line coach, Adrian Clem, if you're a young buck out there, bring your butt to Alabama. Incredible job of coaching. I look at the depth of drill. Do you take 3 steps and stop when you're doing down blocks or double teams or base blocks coming off the ball? No, they were going 5, 6, 7 yards downfield. When you go further downfield in practice, then when it comes to the game, you're going to get the 4 or 5 yards downfield that you need. Clem is an incredible teacher. He was a hell of a player, but the big difference I noticed already through a 2-hour practice from what I saw at any time last year on tape from Alabama was the physicality at the point of attack. Hey, and be sure to check out our 1-hour live special on YouTube.
That was Aaron Taylor talking about the offensive line for Alabama, and we talked a lot about it in this offseason, and it's talking point. It's talking season, and that's why you're getting a lot of this. And a lot of the talking season when it comes to Alabama football has been the physicality. Kalen DeBoer was asked a lot about it. He was asked a lot about it at SEC Football Media Days. It's been something that's been talked a lot about. And Aaron Taylor kind of gushing, in your words, gushing about this Alabama offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, it raised some eyebrows, and there's no question that Aaron Taylor knows a thing or two about line play, and I know he's very familiar with Adrian Clem. Like he said, he was there, because of the Joe Moore Award. I had a chance to watch the practice yesterday. I've always liked him as a broadcaster too. I think he does a great job. Yeah. And that's saying a lot considering he went to Notre Dame. But like I said, I mean, I think I'm cautiously optimistic. I've been cautiously optimistic the entire offseason with the pieces they put in place, with Jackson Lloyd's potential to be a first-round talent at left tackle, and then moving Mike Carroll from right tackle to right guard with his athleticism and knee bend and his ability to finish blocks. And then, they went and got Racine Delgatti from Cal Poly. Now, never seen him play in the SEC, but just optimistic just because I think he's a really good fit, just like when they brought in Brailsford. I kind of trust this coach, or I do trust this coaching staff's evaluations.
Right.
And then what you were going to need is somebody to step up at the left guard spot and right tackle. They felt like they needed to go get some more bodies at right tackle, and I don't blame them. I would not have paid Wilkin Formby $1.7 million, nowhere close to that. I would have wanted to try to develop him into a guard. There's no way in hell I'd have let him play right tackle anymore because he can't pass protect. So you go get Javen James, and then you go get Nick Brooks, and you're going to let them battle it out. I think it'll probably be Javen James, but this may be something too that's, and they want. And Colin Gay said it. They want to go with their 5 guys. It still may be a situation though where there's still a battle going on in practice.
Right.
And then I think Mal Waldrop has been a very pleasant surprise. And, when Colin came out with his pre-camp depth chart, he had Mal at backup center, which is where I would have had him. But then, with William Sanders slow to come back a little bit and then getting nicked up again, you got to be able to play multiple spots. And obviously Mal played some guard in the spring and really had a good off season or summer, whatever you want to call it, and has come in ready for fall camp and is really putting a strong case together to start that first game at left guard against East Carolina.
All right, don't forget that first game against East Carolina, bright and early.
Oh, yeah.
11
a.m.
a.m. kickoff.
But we'll be leaving early.
Choo-choo. Don't worry. Don't worry. The Kia, the University Kia will be gassed up, ready to go in the morning.
Oh.
It'll be a quick and easy drive going over.
Get another hookup, huh?
On the way back, well, no, we'll take the little Forte.
Oh, okay.
We'll take the little Forte.
I didn't know.
We don't have I don't want to go over there and get one just for that trip tomorrow. But on the way back, though, it is a Wednesday. On the way back, that means we probably can stop at Buc-ee's on the way back.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Another video. The funny thing is, I tried several different sandwiches on our trip to Tampa. So
yes,
I've
you had plenty of time to pick them out.
The turkey melt sandwich was quite good.
But you are a fan though of the fried apple pie.
The fried apple pie and that chicken sandwich is as big as a man. It's not quite as big as your Iowa pork tenderloin sandwich.
That's right.
But
that
chicken sandwich is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I got to get you to try. We'll get you an Iowa pork tenderloin sandwich. You had to settle for an Indiana pork tenderloin sandwich.
It was pretty big, though.
It was big, right. We got to get you
with the slippery noodle, and everybody got COVID.
Oh, the slippery noodle. That was twice. We went to the slippery noodle twice. The first time it was very laid back. There was not a lot of people there. It was a very, very easy show. But the second show that we did from the slippery noodle, the day of the championship game, when there was, 1,000 people inside this venue, and we're on the stage, and everyone's looking at us.
I mean, I'll never forget our good friend Hunter Royer coming by twice. There's a lot of dogs in here.
There was a lot. That was cold, though. That day was freaking absolutely freezing.
I mean, I'll never forget having to walk across the parking lot and losing feeling in my legs.
Remember, that was the game where they didn't even really check for tickets.
No, it was so cold with the wind. Everybody just, get in there.
They were
just
waving you in. They weren't even
Hurry
checking
up. Get
tickets.
out of the way so we can shut the door.
It was cold.
Oh,
man,
Lordy.
was it cold.
I already talked to you. We talked about that. I said, Scott, this has been an outdoor game. I'm going home. I'm watching at the hotel, bro.
I'm not even messing with it.
I ain't even.
Because we took the gear from the slippery noodle to the car.
Yeah.
And it was probably maybe an 800-yard walk probably from the slippery noodle to the car.
Walk of my life.
And it was freezing.
It was brutality.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think we had single-digit wind chills.
Oh,
it may have been below.
And we're talking about wind gusts where you can't feel your face.
Yeah, I think it may have been below zero wind chills when we were walking.
Because Wes, he got in really tight with the owner, and they had us up on a stage. And it was
I asked the owner to put it because because the waitress was getting mad because she thought we were going to tie up a table.
Yeah, they wanted
the whole
flip
entire
the tables,
time. Yeah, because she was going to lose a tip. She was going to lose potential tip money for that day.
Don't worry, we're going to be on the stage. We're doing a radio show.
I was like, well, just put us on the stage then. And they were all like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Then we did.
Wow.
We were good.
Then I had to hear them sing "Here We Come" and down the track like 55 times.
Okay. All right, let's get a break in, shall we? 9:18 here, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, Talking Ball. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond, live from Bill Penney Toyota.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Lynn Layton Automotive Group is a proud sponsor of high school sports in the Tennessee Valley. At Lynn Layton, we shoot you straight with no hidden dock fees just for doing your paperwork. These dock fees are often hidden in your purchase and can run as high as $700 or $800, but you won't see that at Lynn Layton. And Lynn Layton has all the major brands conveniently located in Decatur on and around the Beltline. Trust us, it's worth the short ride to get a great deal with Lynn Layton Automotive Group.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
The Crimson Tide rolls here. This is Chris Stewart, voice of the Crimson Tide. And Bama fans, you've come to the right place. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
All right, welcome back in, 9:22. On a Tuesday morning, we're hanging out here at Bill Penney Toyota Service Department, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. And we've been talking about these college football rosters. And CBS Sports, this is kind of interesting. I mean, to a point. Chris Hummer and John Talty put together a list of the college football's most expensive rosters. They polled 50-plus industry insiders, did our two guys, Chris Hummer and John Talty. John Talty, by the way, has joined this program.
Oh, yeah, several times.
Several times.
Noted author, insider.
Yeah, and so they've put a lot of work into this, and I mean a lot of work. And they put a lot of work into it. And here are the most expensive rosters in college football this college football season. More than $40 million. Okay, how many? There's a bunch of them. LSU, by the way, after polling everybody, LSU's roster, they say, and we've been told on this show, that could project to be over $50 million for Lane Kiffin's first tenure or first year there in Baton Rouge. Miami, his roster is expected to be over $40 million this coming college football season.
It's so funny about that, too, because they can't even get a stadium built, but, and then they went through so many years of being mediocre, and now all of a sudden they do get one of their native sons in Mario Cristobal, but then all these – if they've got all this money to put – where the hell – why can't they get a stadium built?
Why you got to travel – 45 minutes down there to
me, that's just so stupid. Like, get some of this money together and let's go.
Notre Dame, according to their sources, spent over $40 million on their roster this year.
I'm sure they did.
CJ Carr being the biggest price tag there. Ohio State over $40 million. Oregon Ducks over 40. Texas over 40. Texas A&M over $40 million for their college football roster this year. Right off the $40 million line, you have the Georgia Bulldogs, the Michigan Wolverines, the Ole Miss Rebels, the Tennessee Volunteers, the USC Trojans. Those are your ones that are over that, right around that $40 million mark. So some interesting numbers there from Chris Hummer and John Talty.
Yeah, I mean, there's look. I don't. We talked to Jake Crain in the first hour, and he was kind of referencing, wanting a salary cap, and he'd be in favor of it. That's why. I mean, this is just not sustainable. You can't continue to spend because you have to spend it every year. It's not like, okay, we spent 40 or 50 million this year. We signed some guys with 2 or 3 year contracts. No, most of them are 1 year contracts. And even if they're 2 or 3 year contracts, if a guy goes out there and balls out and is not draft eligible, he wants to renegotiate. So there's, that's why it's just not sustainable spending all that money.
Well, you look at then you look at your preseason top 25.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Miami, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 9 schools inside the top 9, with the exception of Indiana, all spent $40 million or more on their college football roster.
Well, and it's interesting. We talked some NIL yesterday with Dante Jackson, the head basketball coach of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, entering year 2, and he talked about in their league. Just when you want to talk about,
that was interesting.
Yeah, because he talked about Bethune-Cookman and the money they spent, and he goes, and you could tell it because of the team they had. And then, like I told Coach Jackson, I said, because Stephen Pearl's first game was against Bethune-Cookman, and they had to win in overtime. So you knew Bethune was like pretty good. Like, they got some talent, man, because they just took Auburn, who ended up winning the NIT, to the very bitter end over in Neville Arena.
Well, and Dante Jackson telling us yesterday that on the basketball side, on the group of 6 level, well, the SWAC is I mean, it'd be right there. A big man, a 4 or a 5 guy to put on the floor at the SWAC level.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at, what, 6 figures?
He said 65 to 150K.
Yeah.
Depending on
at the SWAC level,
and
to get a 4 or a 5,
and then you got Aiden Sherrill, who had a good year for Alabama last year. Good player. I wouldn't call him a great player.
Right.
From what I was told, he got offered $3 million by Alabama to be retained, turned it down, and ended up going to play for Jared DeVries in Indiana for $4 to $5 million for one season. And I don't think he'll ever be drafted. At least not in the first round. He might play well enough for IU this year to be drafted in the second round somewhere, but he's never going to be a first-round pick in my mind.
Well, and Andrew Murphy, I don't think he'll mind us saying this. I mean, he's the head track and field coach, cross-country coach. Yeah. Remember when we were getting ready to talk, or when we were getting ready to bring him on, when we were kind of running down some things with him before we sat down in the chair, he was telling us that Texas Tech is paying their track athletes $100,000 to come to school there. Mm-hmm. And then if you win a conference championship or if you place, they have financial bonuses,
like $80,000.
Incentives if you win, and it's like $80,000 if you win a conference championship.
Yeah, but it's like I said, when he said Texas Tech, I was like, shocker. Cody Campbell, the billionaire, he's paying everybody so they can still finish in the middle of the pack in the All-Sports Trophy. It's amazing. They're paying everybody and they don't win anything.
Well, they paid a softball pitcher $2 million.
For 2 runner-ups. Hell of a job. 2 ass whippings by Texas. So much for that. And then to get beat 23-0, you finally make the college football playoff. You lose 23-0. Good. And then you sign Art Schleister to a $5 million contract that he's probably already gambled away, and then claim you're going to let him keep it. Hell, it's probably all gone. That's why.
Texas Tech, by the way.
Because right now he was such a degenerate. If he got up and went to the crapper when we went to break, he'd bet on how many steps it would take to get to the toilet.
Texas Tech, by the way, in case you were wondering, or if you put a number down on the wheel to bet their preseason ranking, they're number 12.
Well,
in case
I'm
you're
sure he put
really
his money
wondering
on that too, before they finally came to their senses and kicked him to the supplemental draft, and then decided not to even have one of those.
Yeah.
So he has to get himself ready for the 2027 draft. Jeez.
Maybe he can.
How many burner FanDuel accounts did he have?
No, I don't know.
I'm sure Cincinnati's still suing him, trying to get the $1 million back.
Over under on 10.
Lord. I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
that was bizarre. And then to have Cody Campbell and the rest of those fools come out with all these and Joey Maguire and all of them. You're just like, dude, like
Joey Maguire was caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, he was. But
I mean,
still,
look,
the university completely took the wrong. It's just like, I'll be honest. It's just like what. What Jaden Daniels has done with LSU. Now, I'm not getting on LSU about this. LSU kind of let the cat out of the bag so they would people would know what Jaden Daniels and his camp were doing.
Now, I agree with Jake Crain.
But Jaden Daniels totally taking he and his camp were totally taking the wrong angle.
Right.
And then Texas Tech did the same thing for Sorsby. I know they'd invested in him, but you got to cut it loose, man. That's just, and look, with gambling being so involved closely with collegiate athletics now, this is going to happen. But I also know this, even before this ever did, programs like the Texas Techs, the Power Fours, I know Alabama under Nick Saban, all of them, they tell you about this stuff. And especially now that you're paying players, you got to stay away from that stuff, man.
Well, look, I can tell you this: they take classes, or
Yeah,
they have to go to a class, and
So
there's a
like
gambling class where they have to sit through. Hey guys, don't do this.
It's not like Brendan Scoresby didn't know. Oh, they never told me about this. They never told me about the perils of betting bull crap. He knew. He just was bored and.
Well, it's so easy to do, though.
Yeah,
when you have it at the access of your hand, when you have it in the palm of your hand with a phone, and you can just tap, and you can bet all you want, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, it's just rough.
Back in the day, you'd have to go find a bookie, send your slips in, all that kind of fun stuff. No. All right, 9:33, let's get a break in. Because, we need to. It's that time of the morning. When we come back, we'll continue the college football conversation and get to your phone calls, 256-576-4977. It's Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not a bad night. Honestly, temperatures dropping off into the upper 60s and lower 70s. A nice change of pace from what we've seen over the last several nights. A mostly sunny sky for your Wednesday. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid 90s. It's not going to be too terribly humid. We drop into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. More cloud cover for your Thursday. Temperatures climbing into the low 90s with a chance of rain.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Dealing with a couple accidents on Governor's Drive, and that's going to be 4th and Governor's accident there slowing you down, and then another one right down the street at Governor's Drive in Seminole. I think they're trying to get that one pulled out of the way. You may still find some remnants of an accident, and that's going to be at Macedonia Road and Tony, and looks like Airport and the Parkway may be pulled off to the side. If not, it's actually on the lower side of the overpass. It's not on the overpass, which is good news. Everything else in the valley seems to be smoothing out quite nicely. Just be careful out there. Keep the seatbelts buckled. Have a blessed day, and I'll be back with you with regular port reports this afternoon. I'm David Cruz from the Tennessee Valley Traffic Center, Mr. Traffic.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental, and they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the perfect cleaning solution for you. Whether it's new construction, daily work areas, or an area that's been neglected for too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you choose the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Valley even has the right cleaning products for the job. Call Valley Equipment Rental today to learn more. Make a clean sweep with Valley Equipment Rental.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penney Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penney perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penney Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penney Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPenneyToyota.com. Bill Penney's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Talking Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Attention to the show long enough, you understand that we love food on this show, and anytime we can interject the two, it's always a good thing. Today, by the way, if you are keeping track of your National Day calendar, today, Drew DeArmond, is National Fajita Day and National Ice Cream Pie Day.
Oh, wow. On both of them, huh?
Both of them on the same day. National Fajita Day and National Ice Cream Pie Day.
Ice cream? Wait a minute. Shouldn't it be an ice cream sandwich?
Ice cream pie.
Okay. I mean,
ice cream pie is fantastic, by the way.
I mean, I've had ice cream pie, but I mean, but more ice cream cakes than pies. I mean, you just don't find a whole ice cream pie.
You don't find them a lot. No. You find a lot of ice cream cakes.
Yeah.
But you don't find a lot of ice cream pies.
Yeah, or an ice cream sandwich.
I do like a good ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
The Fat Boy ones are really good.
Nice. Yeah.
But National Fajita Day as well.
National Fajita Day.
I do like some. I mean, I like both of them, actually. All right, let's get out to the phone lines. Let's get Brandon in here on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, Brandon.
I'm surprised Brandon hadn't told us that.
Well, I was just wondering, did y'all get one of the 5,099 potatoes at the Orion over the weekend?
You know what? I asked my wife if she wanted to go out there on Sunday, and it was rather warm.
Oh, it was warm.
And so we did not venture out there. Lawler's did set the Guinness Book of World Record for most baked potatoes served in an 8-hour time frame.
Looked like it. Good.
Yeah,
Lord.
over 5,000 baked potatoes. So congratulations to them for getting that accomplished. But yeah, I did not venture out there. Was completely aware of it, but it was like, do I stay inside my house or do I go outside in the heat?
Do I go outside in the heat?
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, nobody wanted to go out in that heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some free Braves tickets for Sunday that were good seats, and I did not.
You didn't want to bake?
Thank you. No.
You didn't want to become a potato yourself?
No, not even in the Comcast section in the shade. I'm good. I was like, I'm gonna stay here and watch it in this cold stuff coming out of this vent in the floor. So
yeah.
But y'all were talking food, and y'all were talking about the national championship game. Yeah, I remember going in the game when I met up with y'all there, and we went inside, and when I told my wife, I said, well, we're just going to stand up. And she said, why? I said, because they let us in, and they didn't check any of our tickets. I said, and I'm just going to sell our tickets now that we're in here.
See, I told you. People, when I tell people that story, they look at me, and they're kind of bewildered. Yeah. And I'm like, no, the Lucas Oil Field people, the little people that scan the tickets, they didn't even get their scanners out.
No.
They were just like, come on in, come on in, come on in. And it was like a flood of people because it was so cold outside. They weren't even scanning tickets. I kid you not. They were not scanning tickets.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I got inside and I was like, we ought to be able to get at least half our money back. I was like, let's put these suckers on the stove up real fast. And she's like, we're going to stand up the whole time? So I was big into that. I thought I'd won the lottery doing that, but we went and sat down anyway. So question for me, as far as what's going on in practice with Alabama, with A.K. Deere. So what do we know about his injury? Do we expect him to be back in a few weeks, or is it more of a moderate, could be week 4 or 5? What do we know about him?
It'll be anywhere from 4 to 8. Which means maybe a month, maybe 2. It was a tightrope surgery, Brandon. It was very similar to what Tua Tagovailoa did twice, and they've already had the surgery. But when I heard about it, of course the first things out there are catastrophic things like they worry about ACLs and broken ankles and everything. But it was still a very serious injury. And from what I heard, he got tackled from behind. And so that's just what happens. He ended up he got helped off the field. But luckily Alabama and Jeff Allen and the training staff, they've had a lot of experience with this injury. You remember Tua a couple of times, Cam Robinson. They've had a bunch of them. And so they did the tightrope surgery, and he'll be out 4 to 8 weeks, very likely. And, best case scenario would probably be getting him back early October, but we'll see. And it does kind of stink because he was having a really good camp.
Well, and what are we hearing on Jackson Lloyd and his footwork and his ability to stop the rusher?
Well, I think he's had a really good camp. I know the NFL scouts that have watched him think the light's turning on for him and that he has first-round potential, but you got to go out and earn it and play well. But I think he has as much potential. If you had to ask me, like, who's the most talented guy on the offensive line, I would say him number one, and then Mike Carroll at right guard number 2.
Gotcha. And you can always tell when you're looking through your social media and you're like, oh, it's sorority rush week.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell. And you know what? After a while,
yeah.
I mean, look, the first couple days, the videos are like, all right, yes, it's rush week, here we go. And then after a while, it's like, good God, will they stop? When will they stop?
Well, you notice they don't ever make fraternity initiation videos because those would probably be a hate crime. Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah. I saw Alabama had that, all these videos. But it's a milestone for those that are involved in it. And congratulations, if everyone that was involved in Rush and all that stuff. And I know Alabama had it, Auburn had it, all these other schools have had it. North Alabama, Alabama A&M, they've all had it over the past week or so. It's been big, but, man, it just clogs up your feed for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
What is it? OTD? Is that what they call it? Outfit of the day? This is my OTD?
I don't know.
I'm surprised you don't know.
I was not a fraternity sorority person.
Well, no, it's on TikTok.
I don't care.
It's on TikTok or whatever. They always say, this is my OTD or whatever. This is my outfit of the day. This is, my shoes are by whatever, my bracelet and my I don't know. They let you know where everything is from.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
All right, 9:45. We got one more break to get in, so we're going to use it. It's Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN. The Zone will wrap it all up from Bill Penney Toyota next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up. shop.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama, located online at universitykia.com.
Yeah, the rest. And then we've got a bunch of Friday night games. All right, welcome back in. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We were talking, and I had to point it out because I had to point this out because I know you didn't get to see it. I told you during the break that TikTok video that they put on you the other day has 27,000 views.
Yeah, when I went up on Jake,
you kind of went viral there a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I have a TikTok that I've never even put anything up on. So I guess I should have tagged myself so I could share that video with some other folks. But I'm glad.
You still can. I mean, just share the 97.7 page or whatever. At 977 ESPN
nice
The Zone.
Reaction to it. There you go.
Yeah, you can share it.
27,000, huh?
27,000 views for you.
Wow.
We should do an outfit of the day video for the TikTok.
Is that called? Is it OTD? Is that what the girls say?
I think it's OOTD, but yeah.
OOTD. Oh, you're right. Outfit of the day.
Outfit of the day, yeah.
OOTD.
I almost got a little nervous. Thought you were going to say STD. Jeez.
We did get somebody else's outfit of the day on the stream.
Yeah.
Guys, I apologize for that.
Sorry
Apparently,
about that. I mean, we didn't mean for the miscommunication there. I mean,
apparently setting up to do a TV, apparently setting up to do this show.
That's why I took
in an obvious spot is kind of confusing.
And now we have someone that's posted up there. It's a perfect spot.
I was just like,
at first I thought it must be taken. It's getting pretty crowded in here. And then I turned around, I was like,
well, I just looked in front, and then it was like, well.
Yeah.
You come walking into the house and make yourself at home.
But, I mean, she did a great job. I mean, she didn't knock us off the air, man.
She didn't. Game closed. But
no, she didn't. Because she had no idea she was on television.
Well.
She was going live.
Derriere's on television.
Yeah.
Her rear end is there. Red, white, and blue, baby. Red, white, and blue.
She asked us, and we told her, yeah, you're on television. So.
Didn't phase her, though.
Yeah, no, not at all. She didn't.
She just kept going.
And then she even unplugged her computer and then moseyed on
over here.
Over here to the seat over here.
Yeah, and then asked us what we were doing here.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, in case you did not hear, tomorrow we will be live over in Florence. It'll be our Talking Ball Tailgate Tour, sponsored by Talon Heating and Air. We'll be up and at it early.
Need some caffeine.
Get you some. Do not make a Drew Zero, though.
What? What do you mean?
Your Drew Zeros. You don't need a Drew Zero at 4:45 in the morning.
Okay. I'll probably have a Diet Dr. Pepper or something, man. Jeez.
We're just looking out for you. Anyway, we'll be over in Florence, setting up there. We'll get our first look at Bank Independent Stadium, Bobby Wallace Field, there on the campus of UNA. We'll get our first good look at it there. Turf is all down. Everything is ready to go. UNA, again, will open up the football season week 0 in Huntsville for the Stories Financial Bowl. That'll come your way August 29th there at Wicks Family Field. 6 o'clock kickoff. Again, tickets are on sale for that one. Ticketmaster.com. You can get tickets for it.
You'll be doing PA for that, right?
I will be. I will be on hand for that. And 97.7 ESPN The Zone has been granted access to do the broadcast. UNA has officially signed off on that, and so 97.7 ESPN The Zone has been given a green light for that. And so UNA Sanford, and that'll be John Gross's first game back as a college head coach. First game back in the state of Alabama, as he is now the head coach. Remember, he is the head coach there of the Sanford Bulldogs. So it'll be John Gross and Brent DeArmond, and we will hear from Brent DeArmond tomorrow as the Lions, remember, they started camp a week earlier than pretty much everybody else because they are playing in that August 29th game, that week 0 game. They started camp a little early.
Well, and I hope we have a chance to hear from John Gross. Maybe hook up with and have him on the show next week. I'd like to hear from Coach and what he thinks of his first training camp at Sanford. And, you know, he spent the last few years with Dabo and Clemson after leaving Jack State and had a lot of success there.
Yeah.
And I know he enjoys coaching on the FCS level. And Sanford has had some success, just not, consistently. And so, and Coach Gross, had a lot of success in Birmingham at Spain Park, reached a state championship game there. Now is on the college level once again and has always done a good job. And so it'll be interesting to see what he can do with that Sanford program.
Our good friend Taylor Tannenbaum dropped by Clemson practice the other day.
Yeah, after vacationing somewhere, with a lot of scenic beaches.
She said, remember, Clemson's not inside the AP preseason poll.
Right, first time.
She said, watch out. She said they look good. Dabo's intense. Things look a little different there at Clemson.
I'm all for ruining and having another meltdown from T-Bob.
Yeah.
He was too busy talking about Alabama's fan bases and their warped sense of self and stuff.
But they're not even mentioned in the discussion for a national championship.
Yeah, they just having to deal with that, Well,
yeah.
LSU ought to know how to lose to Alabama. They've done a lot.
Well, we're going to win tomorrow morning at UNA. Stay with us.